baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
1 week into the month of August, and the divisional battles continue to roll along. The Phillies and Braves, no matter their place in the standings, always go toe-to-toe from April to October. Last night was just another example with the rubber match coming up next. That was more like it, wasn't it? Last night, Cole Hamels, the complete game shutout. Outstanding against the Atlanta Braves. He was using his fastball most of the night. He even mixed in some curveballs from time to time. And then in the ninth inning, he was able to get his off-speed stuff working to perfection. That was a curveball to get Martin Prado for the final out. And Cole Hamels had his first complete game shutout since 2009. Now tonight, the encore, as the Phillies look to win the series against the Atlanta Braves with Kyle Kendrick on the mound. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Chris Wheeler. Yeah, last night Cole Hamels was outstanding for the Phillies. It's exactly what everybody had hoped once the season got underway back in April. But it's taken until this time for Cole to get his complete game shutout. Now they hope Kyle Kendrick will do the same. On the flip side, some of these newer guys like Dominic Brown, they've kind of invigorated this lineup.
Well, he's a young body out there, Tom, and he has done a good job. They've made it very plain that he's going to play a lot the last 2 months of the season. They're trying to keep him healthy. That's something that he hasn't been able to do for an extended period of time, and see what can happen. And Dominic Brown has done a really good job. There's a good play he makes in left field, but especially with the bat, one thing that jumped out at you right away is the guy doesn't swing and miss that much. He runs a lot of deep counts. He'll foul balls off, and he's getting pitches to hit. He's using the middle of the field, alleys to alleys. Hasn't shown power yet, but we know he does have power. He's hit home runs in the major leagues, and he can really hit them in batting practice. So when you talk to Charlie, you get the feeling that he thinks the power is going to come. One thing he always has had, just naturally can throw. That's a terrific play in the corner. Brian McCann, not a fast runner, but still he played the hop very well out there and threw a tracer to second. That invigorated everybody when they saw that. What he did with the Iron Pigs, he was injured quite a bit down there, but still was productive. And with the Phillies, he's been good. And that's all they can hope right now, that maybe Dominic Brown will start to live up to his potential, will keep it that way, and they'll go into the offseason knowing they have at least one position under control.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, because Charlie Manuel, as of a couple weeks ago, wasn't sure what his outfield was going to look like once 2013 rolled around. The other thing about Dominic Brown, 1 strikeout so far. That's it. It's part of what you said about making contact since he's been up here from the minor league. So it is Game 3 between the Phils and the Atlanta Braves. The Phils looking for the series victory. Kyle Kendrick on the mound. He'll be posed by Tim Hudson, who's making his 19th start of the year. There have been some bright things that have been happening on this homestand, including the plays by some of the fans. Take a look at some of the work from the folks in the stands, not only off the carom, but also off his feet. And then the last one, how about this last one? It wasn't a ball, it was a bat. We get back for the lineups at first pitch after this. Phillies baseball. really bright at that point. Sarge giving Ben Davis some tips on how to go after some fly balls, and then Ben listened perfectly. And Sarge making sure he stayed hydrated while he was down on the field. The game finished at a 1-1 tie. It was the 34th annual PAL game between the TV personalities and the radio and print personalities. Always a nice event. And we'll talk to Commissioner Ramsey of the Philadelphia Police Department a little later on in tonight's telecast. Let's take a look at the starting lineup tonight for the Atlanta Braves. It's brought to you by Xfinity, home of the most live sports. Leading it off in center field, Michael Bourne. Martin Prado, the left fielder, bats second. Jason Hayward hits third, followed by Chipper Jones and Freddie Freeman. Dan Uggleton, the second baseman, bats sixth. Hitting seventh is David Ross. Batting eighth, the shortstop, Paul Yadish. And batting ninth and pitching is right-hander Tim Hudson. And they'll face Kyle Kendrick. The Braves feel like they have a beat on Kyle Kendrick tonight because they've faced him so much. He's 6-1 with a 2.28 earned run average against them.
Yeah, his career earned run average against Atlanta, the best he has against any National League team, 6-1 lifetime against them. That middle one there has really made him lately. His changeup is much improved, and he's throwing it a lot more.
Michael Bourne swings at the first pitch, so we're underway, and he fouls it away.
And it'll really come in handy facing this team because they got a lot of left-handed hitters.
Bourne so far this series is 2 for 8. His numbers against Kendrick, 5 for 12 with 2 RBIs. He just stepped out of the box. He did that last night. I think he might have something in his eye. So no balls and 1 strike the count. Bourne with 132 hits so far this year. Inside, 1-1. He was 1 for 4 in last night's ball game against Cole Hamels, who was spectacular for the Phils, pitching the shutout.
That'll slow him up
just a little bit. That was a cutter in on his hands, and he fouled it off his foot. There's Cole. His first shutout since 2009 in the regular season. 5 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts.
He was really good here last night. Had very few jams. They didn't get a runner to second base. Closest they did was when Dominic Brown threw McCann out at second.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Bourne. Back toward the middle. That'll be a base hit. So Bourne waited and waited and then whacked that fastball into center field for his 3rd hit of the series.
Well, time now for our Nissan keys to tonight's game on a hot, humid night here at Citizens Bank Park. We'll win another home series. Phillies have been playing good baseball at home lately. In fact, they're 7-2 in their last home games. And see if Kyle Kendrick can have another strong start. He is now in the rotation, probably for the, well, you would think for the rest of the season now that Joe Blanton's been dealt to Los Angeles.
Martin Prado's now the hitter. Prado 1 for 9 in the series, 0 for 4 last night. Phillies are set up for 2. A quick toss over, and Bourne gets his foot back ahead of the tag from Ryan Howard.
Braves would like to get off to a quick start here, obviously, for a good pitcher like a Tim Hudson, although Tim Hudson struggles in the first inning. 15 runs this year with a 7 earned run average. That's the time you need to get him.
Yeah, there have been games where the Phillies have been pretty good against him. He's lost 8 times against the Phillies in his career. First pitch coming to Prado, and that's over for a strike. 0-1.
Prado will take pitches early for Michael Bourne to run. He's not afraid to hit with a strike or 2 on him.
0-1 the count. Speaking of Born to Run, the Springsteen concerts will take place here in September. I thought you were talking about Bruce Springsteen there.
You know, you gave me one of those looks of yours. I thought, oh, when I say something wrong, it wouldn't be the first time. Born to Run, yeah, good point. Great song. That's the state song for New Jersey. In a way, a lot of people think that.
A lot of his songs, I think New Jersey thinks are their state songs.
Well, he's certainly a native son.
Back toward the middle, that could be 2. Utley flips to second. That was clean, 4-6-3. And Kyle Kendrick gets the ground ball he needed.
Yeah, good job by Kyle Kendrick. And Prado trying to hit the ball the other way so Bourne could run and get to third base and then have a first and third, nobody out. But it was a cutter, hit off the end of the bat a little bit, just a spinner towards second. He said a good flip there, and Jimmy had plenty of time to get out of the way of Michael Bourne. Bourne wasn't running real well, and that probably because of that ball he whacked off his foot.
So 2 outs. Here's Jason Hayward. What about pitch count tonight, Murph? What do you think Kyle Kendrick's going to be at?
Well, I had a chance to talk to Charlie Manuel about that before the game, guys. And, last time out, Kyle was about 65 pitches before they removed him from the game. Tonight, Charlie was hoping somewhere between 70 and 80 pitches, maybe get them into the 6th inning. That's what they were hopeful before they have to turn it over to the bullpen. Obviously, still trying to stretch Kyle out from being back in the bullpen after leaving the rotation. So they're still working on that. But if they can get 70 or 80 pitches out of Kyle tonight and he keeps them in the ball game, that will make his manager, Charlie Manuel, very happy, guys.
Yeah, in fact, after his last start, Kyle said that was the most difficult thing about his outing, is that he wasn't able to go deep in the game because of the transition back and forth between the bullpen and starting.
And Cole Hamels made it nice for the bullpen to be well rested tonight. All of them.
3 balls, no strikes, the count to Hayward. And there's a strike in the knees. It's 3-1. By the way, Murph, a little extra security for you tonight. Got some guys behind you that are making sure you're okay.
This is my muscle, my son Matthew. Yeah, he's gonna make sure people stay away. Yeah, he's just following Dad. He's my intern tonight. Just right. I guess it's bring your son to work day.
Ground ball right side. Utley takes the hop and the inning is over. So an 11-pitch inning for Kyle Kendrick. He works around the leadoff hit by Michael Bourd onto the bottom of the 1st. The Phillies offense first opportunity against Tim Hudson. Hudson, let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Leading it off at shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Dominic Brown, the left fielder, hits 2nd. Chase Utley bats 3rd, followed by Ryan Howard and John Mayberry. Nate Scherholtz is in right field. He'll hit 6th. Eric Kratz starts again behind the plate. He'll bat 7th. Batting 8th and playing 3rd base is Kevin Franzen. And, of course, Kendrick is on the mound. They'll face a 37-year-old right-hander, Tim Hudson.
Still really good pitcher. He's going to pound the strike zone with sinkers and make you hit the top of the ball. And if you want to do that, he'll get out of there as fast as he can. He's won 5 straight games. He's been outstanding lately and very good against the Phillies. Not very good against the Phillies with a record, but his earned run average is good.
24th career start against Tim Hudson, and Rollins lines one deep to right field. Gone! A leadoff home run for Jimmy Rollins, the 40th of his career. His 13th home run of the year, and it's 1-0 Phils.
One of the things we're going to point out about Hudson is you're not going to beat him off with a home run ball. Only 6 in 117 innings, making 7.
And Joe Avone of West Hampton, or Roan, excuse me, of West Hampton, you've just won $100. Compliments of the McDonald's home run jackpot.
Now, Jimmy's seen him so often. Mentioned that he struggles a little bit in the 1st inning with a 7+ earned run average. As that fan has the baseball. So Jimmy went up there and looked for a high sinker, and he looked like he got it.
So 1-0 Phillies right out of the chute here in the bottom of the 1st. Dominic Brown takes outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Dominic's hit in 5 consecutive games. His average at .292. And he takes upstairs 2-0.
He'll throw sinker, cutter, and then he'll mix in, change up once in a while. But for the most part, it's sinker and cutter from Tim Hudson with a lot of strikes, and tries to make you hit the top of the ball and hit it to the infielders.
Little number foul, and it's 2-1.
That was a game plan right there. When you see Jimmy can frustrate everybody when he goes up there, swings at the first pitch and pops it up. But when he does that, yeah, that baby, swing at that first pitch.
Third time this year he's led off a game for the Phils with a home run. Dominic Brown hits it to first, and Freddie Freeman will take it to the bag, one away. Ricky Henderson has the all-time record for leadoff home runs.
Pitch was up a little bit, and that was a screamer. Line drive home run. That could have hurt somebody out there.
Nice catch, too.
Great catch.
So we've had some great catches by the Phils fans on this homestand. That was another good one.
Didn't bother him as hard as I was hit.
No. You saw him walking up with one of the Phillies ushers. He'll get that ball signed by Jimmy Rollins. Pretty nice. Chase Utley with 1 for 8 so far in this series.
I'm with Jimmy, one of the more accommodating guys you ever want to be around.
Rollins now with 13 home runs. Utley with 7 home runs. He has 1 against Tim Hudson in his career.
Hey, so mention you're not going to beat him with home runs that often because he keeps the ball in the ballpark with a single. 7 this season, and that's it.
He had 117 in 2/3 innings, 7 home runs.
And 6 of them now by left-handed hitters, only 1 by a right-handed hitter.
Fly ball to left field. Prado going back to the warning track to the wall, and he's got a half a step of room, and he makes the catch for the second out.
That was almost a Smoltz special right there. John Smoltz would give them up in this ballpark in that area, and he would get really ticked off.
Well, speaking of home runs, here's our Coors Light Cold Hard Blast, and it came in yesterday's game.
Now, if he gave it up like this, he'd say, "Ah, well, that's a bolt," because Ryan Howard crushed that slider from Mike Minor out of the ballpark.
Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Frostbrew Coors Light.
Still talk to John Smoltz and kidding him about that. He says, "You guys got me wrong. I love your ballpark. I love to come there." He says, "I just didn't like the pitch there."
Howard with 5 homers this year, 12 RBIs. Hits that hard down the first base line. And it's no balls and 1 strike. Ryan is 1 extra base hit away from 500 for his career. Loops that one to right center field. That'll drop for a hit. Quick hands right there. Second hit of the inning for the Phillies.
Well, he cut that ball in on him, in on his hands, and that's a strong man when you can hit it that far where he hit it on the bat. And with all those players out there, he found a hole. Little guy hits this, the bat shatters, and it's a pop up to the infield. A big guy hits it, and he can still drive it somewhere. Look at his arms are way in towards his body. Really got jammed.
That'll bring John Mayberry to the plate. Mayberry's 0 for his last 6, 1 for 8 in the series. Trying to get back on track again. He had a pretty good series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
Even with a right-hander. Now, left-hander you understand, but Chipper Jones is really playing Mayberry to pull over near the line. In fact, they're just in a pull defense period. They have Ugla up the middle. They have Bourne shaded towards left center.
Over toward the left side. Chipper waits for it. Turns out to be an easy play to wrap up the first inning. But the Phillies take the early lead with a leadoff home run by Jimmy Rollins. It's his 13th of the year, the 40th leadoff home run of his career, and it was a bullet. We go to the second here in Philadelphia. It's 1-0. Phil's on top. iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at-bat to 31826 or visit Phillies.com for details. Chipper Jones leads it off here in the second. And Chipper swings at the first fastball, and he fouls it away. It's 0-1.
One of the great first ball fastball hitters in the game. Has been throughout his career.
He's hit in 5 consecutive games. And his average at 320. That leads the Braves.
He's still swinging the bat great, and he stayed healthy for the most part this year. Been really plagued by injuries the last few years, side issues, legs. That's one of the reasons why he's had enough, I think. He just had so many injuries.
Inside 2-1. I think Freddie Gonzalez, not that Bobby Cox didn't do this, but Freddie Gonzalez and his staff have done a good job with giving him off days from time to time. Braves went out and got a third baseman they feel could fill in Juan Francisco. Maybe not every day, but maybe once or twice a week. Little tapper back toward the middle. Rollins has time, makes a good play, 1 out.
He's moving down the line pretty well, Chipper Jones. He's not a fast runner anymore. One time he could steal bags, do everything. But just watching him this year, he can get down the line where in other years it always looked like he was struggling.
Well, he's retired on a 6-3 putout. Freddie Freeman is due up. Freeman was 1 for 3 in last night's ball game. 0-1 the count. Let's check in with Greg Murphy, who is with Police Commissioner Charles Ramsey. Murph?
I am indeed, and of course celebrating the 34th annual PAL night here at the Phillies. And Commissioner Ramsey, it is just it's always a terrific night and always a great night to showcase what a great program the Police Athletic League is here in Philadelphia, is it not?
It really is. In 34 years, it's incredible and says an awful lot about the Phillies and their support for the kids of Philadelphia.
You talk about there's always a great crowd, obviously, out here at Citizens Bank Park, but there seems to be a buzz in the air, and I know you were down on the field before the game presenting an award to Ryan Howard, who is, so important that these athletes, the time that they take to spend in the community to help the kids out that really need it.
Well, Ryan is such a supporter. He does so much for the kids, and it was really an honor to be down there with him today to present him with that PAL award.
Yeah, and obviously, he's one of those guys that really understands the importance of it. The Police Athletic League in a city like Philadelphia does so many good things for kids that maybe wouldn't get an opportunity to do those kind of things. Just talk about the importance of the Police Athletic League and the money tonight that's raised, $35,000 plus, and how important that is as well.
Well, PAL has 26 clubs throughout the city of Philadelphia, in the inner city primarily. They serve a lot of kids that otherwise probably wouldn't have access to a lot of activities. But it's not just sporting events. I mean, we have academics and a lot of things that we get the kids, both boys and girls, involved in. So we have about 26,000 youngsters that we serve. We need support. It's all privately funded. It's called the Police Athletic League, but it's really privately funded by a PAL board. We get great support from citizens and businesses, and particularly in the media. I mean, the media is major sponsors for what we do with PAL, so it's incredibly important to the young boys and girls here in Philly.
As are the police officers, the men and women that serve in the city of Philadelphia under your leadership. Commissioner Ramsey, thanks so much for being a part of tonight and for all that you do for this city.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, Murph, thank you very much. And Commissioner looked very relaxed there talking to Murph, didn't he?
Must be nice for him to be able to just hang out, watch a ball game, talk to Murph. Think of the pressure on a police commissioner in a city like this.
Dan Uggla's the hitter, and Uggla swings and misses the first pitch. It's 0-1.
Major metropolitan city, and all the things that can happen here, all the events you have to be a part of. It just must be an amazing job.
Including a baseball game.
Including a baseball game. You just kick back and have some fun for a night.
Uggla did not play in last night's ball game. 2 for 4 in the first game of this series. As Freeman leads off first, and it's inside. Came back with a second changeup, 1 ball and 1 strike. There he is, talking a little baseball.
So that this guy pulls Dan Uggla a lot, so they want to play him over there a little bit. And he likes to hit in this park.
Brian McCann, who also likes to hit in this park, is off tonight. He's available to pinch hit, though, for the Braves. Off the end of the bat, 1-2 the count.
Phillies don't mind that. They're going to give McCann the night off and let Ross catch Hudson.
Ross is on deck. He's had a good year as McCann's backup. It's 1-2 to Dan Uggla.
David Ross. He's a good player. Excellent backup catcher.
Just missed a couple of close pitches to Freddie Freeman. That one was a little high.
I want to stay away from there too with Uggla. I know they're throwing him these down and in changeups. The way you get Uggla out's away. I'm not saying you can't get him out with a changeup, but you don't want to drop him down and in on him like that.
That one's lined into left field, a base hit. So Freeman will go to second. It's the second hit of the night for the Braves. And it brings David Ross up. During the 2012 season, Turkey Hill will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each carton of Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Oh, with one out and runners on first and second, David Ross will stand in. Ross, .284 with 6 home runs and 13 runs batted in. Checked his swing on that first pitch, and it's 1-0. Ross originally was part of the Cincinnati Reds organization. He's kind of found a home, though, with the Atlanta Braves. I think the Reds had hoped that he would be an everyday catcher. Now, he still could have been, but they decided to move him to Atlanta, where he's enjoyed himself. They've enjoyed having him. The life of a backup catcher is sometimes like a pinch hitter. It's hard because you're not playing a whole lot. Got to be in tune with the staff, and also got to be able to swing the bat pretty well. Off the glove of Kratz, the runners will move up. That was in the dirt, and Kratz tried to backhand it. It'll be a wild pitch, and it's the first one of the year for Kendrick.
Yeah, as you said, try to backhand it, and that's not the way you want to catch that ball. You want to just watch on the replay what he does. Goes in the dirt. You don't want to do it that way. You like to see the catcher shift out a little bit, turn the glove around the other way. And the worst thing that happens was if you miss it, hit you in the chest protector, you keep it in front of you, and they can't advance.
Well, the Phillies will play the infield back now with the count 2-1 and 1 out with a 1-0 lead here in the second. Inside, 3-1. Paul Janisch is on deck. Foul ball just past Freeman.
Yeah, they'll concede the run here, play the infield back. Kendrick not necessarily a strikeout pitcher. You see everybody back. The ball were to be hit real hard at Franson or Howard, and Freeman, a slow runner, goes and they have a shot at him, clean shot at him, maybe. But for the most part in the second inning, you want to play the infield back and not take chances.
Just trying to stay alive. He fouls it off. The count remains 3-2.
Kendrick on a pitch count tonight, and this is not a good start. He's throwing a lot of pitches early.
It's at 33 pitches, 15 balls, 18 strikes. He's walked one, allowed 2 hits. Rich Doobie knows he has a rested bullpen behind him in the off day tomorrow.
Right. Cole Hamels took care of that last night, so they have plenty of pitchers available. They'll need a few guys tonight.
Another foul ball, and it remains 3-2.
He's really protecting away. They don't. It looks like they don't want to necessarily come inside on him. Kendrick's not a guy who pitches inside real well anyway. So he's just diving right now and protecting everything out over the plate.
Toyota Major League Scoreboard Oakland has defeated the Angels 9-8. There's a battle for two teams that are still alive in the West, but also alive in the wild card. A's could be one of the more entertaining teams in the American League this year. Foul tip, and Kratz just knocked it down, so there's not much you can do about that. It remains 3-2.
He fooled him right there. Something off speed. It's a changeup. Just got a piece of it. See how he's diving on everything. He's really protecting away. And that's why he's able to foul these pitches off. And yet I don't know that they want to come inside to him. So far they haven't.
Now a meeting on the mound between Kratz and Kendrick.
Could be. What do you think? Do we want to try something in there? Do you think he's looking in there? Catchers like to guess a lot because they're thinking, now what would I be doing? What would I be calling right now? How would I work a guy that's diving like I am? So sometimes you have to really be careful with catchers if they guess along with you.
Softly hit left side. That'll get a run home. Rollins will take care of Ross. 2 outs, and it's a 1-1 ball game. The wild pitch proved to be costly.
Yeah, and he did a really good job, did David Ross, just making contact there. He kept battling, and got the ball in play.
That's his 14th RBI of the year.
Cut it away from him a little bit, and he hits it right off the end of the bat. But as long as they were going to stay out there like that, I think he was either going to foul it or make contact. They just did not pitch inside to him at all.
Giannis is 1 for 7 in the series, 195 overall. Now first base is open, but you'd like to get Giannis just a 195 hitter here.
Exactly. You have a veteran pitcher out there on the mound that you can say, you know what he knows what he's supposed to do here. Don't get hurt. Crowd groaning a little bit, but he is picking with him right now and not going to throw a strike, it looks like. Maybe 3-0.
Ball 4. So he walked him on 4 pitches. Second walk issued by Kyle. And here comes Tim Hudson.
Kind of unintentional, intentional walk there.
Get ready for a new era of Eagles football. Thursday night, get highlights, analysis, and interviews from the Eagles' first preseason game against the Steelers. Watch Birds of Summer Thursday night at 10:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Andy Reid returned to work today after the funeral services yesterday, memorial service for his son Garrett. Takes a strong man to be able to get back to work one day later.
It'd be a tough day.
Runners on first and third. Hudson's up. Outside 1-0.
Sometimes you get back to work, it can help a little bit.
Sure.
Hear all kinds of psychological studies on that stuff. There's certainly no handbook. It has to be handled individually.
We obviously wish Andy Reid and his family the best. This is a very tough time.
Yep.
1-0 the count to Hudson. 206 hitter. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hudson can swing the bat. He's certainly not an automatic out up there when you pitch around Giannis the way they did. But you should be able to get him out and keep this at 1-1.
That's the 32nd pitch of the inning for Kyle.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is has a chance to be a real short night.
Just doesn't have command of his cutter right now. Short leads all the way around. 2-2 the count. Good pitch.
And he's just staying away from Hudson too. That's why you want to see the right fielder Sherholtz in fairly close out there. The odds are he's going to hit the ball that way if he hits it, and he is in.
Little tapper foul. Phillies scored their run on a home run by Rollins in the bottom of the first. Now the Braves have scored a run on a ground out by David Ross here in the second. There are 2 outs, runners on first and third. Hudson, the pitcher, is up, and the pitch. Fly ball center field. That's pretty well hit. Mayberry's on the run. Is he going to get there? Nope, he's not. 2 runs are going to score as Tim Hudson is going to get a 2-run double that's going to make this a 3-1 ball game. Well, he hit that ball hard.
Any question?
That's his second double of the year.
And you don't expect him to hit the ball hard like that. You saw how shallow the outfielders are, and rightly so. But he falls to a hitter's count and throws a cutter right down the middle. And Hudson, we mentioned, he's not an out. You know, the guy can swing the bat, and that thing took off in this warm air. Pitching around Giannis like that, as you said when he came up there, that's the guy you want to get out right there. I don't know that was such a great idea. Well, obviously it isn't now.
Right. 15th career double for Hudson. And it's 1 ball and no strikes now to Bourne.
Takes a win right out of the sails of that leadoff home run, too.
Well, he's got to get Bourne here and give the offense a chance to get this game even. It's 3-1. Braves on top. 2-0 the count.
Tim Hudson's 15th career double. He has a triple, 2 homers. Well, the pitcher's helped himself throughout his career, and he's a good fielder too, which you have to be when you're a sinker baller.
About to throw his 50th pitch of the night. The majority of those pitches have come here in this inning. Threw 11 pitches in the first inning. Inside, 3-1. Martin Prado waits on deck. Braves commit to this game 4 games behind the Washington Nationals, in second place in the National League East. Phillies are tied with the Marlins for 4th place in the standings, and 3 games behind the Mets, who are in 3rd place. There you see the standings as play begins tonight.
Yeah, they won another extra inning game last night to the Nats.
3-2 pitch to Bourne. Ground ball foul. Look out, Montpierre. Ball 4. Kyle thought that was a strike. He's been battling the home plate umpire a little bit in this inning. Going to put runners on first and second. Rich Doobie's coming out. That's the 3rd walk of the inning.
Yeah, that was a sinker that evidently just drops out of the zone because it has the plate. It's low, and you see Kratz pull it up a little bit.
Home plate umpires Marty Foster tonight. Tim Timmons at first, Eric Cooper at second, Jeff Kellogg around at third. I even thought there were a couple pitches earlier in the inning that Kyle thought were strikes just from his reaction.
Well, unfortunately, he's picking a little bit tonight. You know, he's been more aggressive his last couple times out, throwing a lot more strikes and gotten after hitters a little better. And tonight, not so to this point.
Yeah, in his scoreless streak, which was 22 innings, he was really aggressive. That included 2 starts and then work out of the bullpen.
Yeah, I think it's killed him in this inning. The wild pitch hurt, but that walking Giannis there, the guy hitting under 200, and then a double by a pitcher, and still in trouble now with the top of the order.
Martin Prado grounded into a double play his first time up. So 0 for 1. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. at the knees, 1-1. Hudson leads off second. Bourne off first. Neither base runner being held on. Trying to get the hitter, Martin Prado. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Threw him a changeup. I think the Braves were expecting more changeups tonight early on from Kenrick, but he's thrown more cutters in the early part of this ball game. Count is 1-2.
Crowd trying to get something going here and get an out with 2 strikes.
Time is called. Kratz calls time.
Started out with a little emotion there with that home run in the first inning, and now everybody just kind of.
If Kyle's going to throw 70-80 pitches, he may be done after 2.
Yeah,
he's at 57 pitches right now.
This one's not going according to the game plan.
Whacks it foul at the plate. It remains 2-2.
Well, everything's away. I mentioned that when Ross was up there, which is another at bat that was he got him out finally. It cost him a lot of pitches. Now, whether or not they don't want to pitch inside or that's not part of the game plan, there's the pitch total. But you keep pitching everybody away like this, they're going to dive. And if they don't hit you, they're going to foul pitches off because they're not afraid of anything inside.
They're going to go outside again to Prado. And he hits it the opposite way, a base hit it to right field. Hudson's around third. He's being waved home. The throw to the plate by Scherholtz up the line. Kratz has it. Then it popped out of his glove, and Hudson scores to make it 4-1. Bourne goes to third. It's an RBI single for Martin Prado.
And Brian Schnitker wasn't sure there. He waited, then waved Hudson. And Scherholtz has a really strong arm out there. The throw was up the line as Tom described it, but it appeared that if Kratz had caught it, he had it. He's trying to make a quick catch and tag at the same time. Throw sails a little bit, comes up the line. Yeah, he's got him if he catches it. Trying to catch it and tag him and doesn't catch the ball.
Still a tough play for a catcher, but
sure.
If you ask Eric, he probably felt like he should have had it. Well, the inning's still not over. It's 4-1 Atlanta. And Hayward's the hitter. He takes a strike. There is warm-up action. Raul Valdez is starting to warm up in the Phillies bullpen. Well, he got him to pop it up. Rowland's on the left side of the infield, waits for it. And the inning finally comes to a close. It's a 50-pitch inning. The Braves bat around. They scored 4 runs. They leave 2. Middle of the second. It's 4-1 Atlanta. or alumni weekend, I should say. It'll be the Wall of Fame night on Friday, brought to you by Toyota. Saturday is Toyota Alumni Night. And then Sunday the 12th, baseball tomorrow, fun in the Phillies baseball and softball equipment collection to benefit Pitch In for Baseball. August brings plenty of great opportunities and promotions here at the Yard. Check out Phillies.com for the upcoming promotions and the game schedule. Bottom of the second, Phils down 4-1. It'll be Scherholtz, Eric Kratz, Kevin Franzen against Tim Hudson.
Yeah, that was the old punch in the belly right there. That inning, it was just flat out ugly. And now they have to try and regroup against a very tough pitcher.
Do you think he'll be as tuckered out as Edwin Jackson was the other night from running the bases?
Maybe not quite as much. Edwin Jackson, boy, was he sucking wind that night. I don't think it's quite as hot and humid here tonight as it was that night in Washington.
Scherholtz grounds it softly to second. Dan Uggla throws him out.
Plus Hudson has the ultimate get him out quick stuff, and that's that sinker cutter mix that he has. He just threw a cutter there. He doesn't throw a ton of pitches. He's not a big power type pitcher. Look at that.
We threw up one of those graphics earlier this year when Roy Halladay was on the mound against the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
And Braves came back and tied it. So maybe it'll be the reverse black cat here. What do you think?
That works. That's fine. It just Hudson's a really tough guy to do that against.
Kratz takes a strike.
As I said, he doesn't work real hard out there. He just throws a sinker and cutter and lets you get yourself out.
Braves have won 14 of his last 16 starts, and as Wheels mentioned, they've won 5 straight. And he's ahead 0-2 to Kratz.
So just pound the zone.
Outside, 1-2. Swing and a miss. He went back with the breaking pitch. First strikeout for Hudson. And 2 away now for Kevin Franzen.
He threw an off-speed pitch here, breaking ball, almost like a curveball. He doesn't throw a whole lot of those. But he decided to roll one out and gets a strikeout on it. Good pitch. You see the velocity on that? Was it curve?
76.
Yeah, curveball then.
Franzen making his 10th start for the Phillies. Overall 281 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. He has 4 hits in the series. Shows bunt, takes a breaking pitch for a strike. It's 0-2.
Good time to try that. Chipper Jones is way back. If you can bunt on, you get the pitcher out of the way. Now with 2 strikes, you don't have to worry about it, does Jones.
They work it away, and it's 2-2. Last night, Mike Minor walked 6, and that really helped the Phils in that ball game. Ran his pitch count up. He wasn't around that long. Chipper Jones on the glove side take care of Franzen. The Phillies go down in order here in the second. So 4 in a row retired by Tim Hudson. He's got a 3-run lead. We move to the 3rd, and Chipper will start it off for the Braves. Go to the fan section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, Wheels, here's the question. Name the 2 Atlanta Braves pitchers that have started 2 opening days each versus the Phillies.
No, one of them.
Well, we need you to know 2 of them by the 7th inning, Wheels.
Well, it's a long time away, but.
They've had so many good pitchers to think about. We go to the 3rd. Kyle Kennery after a 50-pitch inning. How about this? First Phil's pitcher to throw 50 pitches in an inning since Paul Byrd did it back in 2000. We have numbers for everything.
That was the beginning of Tito's last year. Phillies opened the season that year in Arizona as Chipper Jones grounds out to Ryan Howard, and he wanted to get Mike Jackson up to close the game for him, but Jackson couldn't go, and that was a portent. Oh no!
Yeah, Wheels, it's birthday eve. Wheels, since we're not here tomorrow, we've decided we're going to have your birthday celebration today. Come on, Sarge, turn that a little bit. There you go. All right, Wheels, you got to blow out the candle. The cake says, "Happy birthday, Wheels." Just throw it to second. It's one of Wheels' lines of the year. Did you make a wish?
Yeah, and you're still here. So obviously they don't come true.
Wheels, we got you some presents too.
Thanks.
Yeah, here you go.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. L.A. wrapped him. Didn't he do a nice job wrapping?
That's very good. Yeah.
Let's hope you get some runs out of it.
Yeah. Hey,
Sorry, that's a good-looking cake. Let's show this cake a little bit.
I hate to even cut that cake. That's
Look at this cake. Well,
yeah, classic cakes, and that is from Airmark, our friends there, and courtesy for Wills.
All right, that ball's hit hard to second. That's an out for Wheels' birthday. There you go. Happy birthday, Wheels. Just throw it to second, or in that case, just throw it to first.
Thank you, Sarge. Thank you, J.J. Murphy. Larry's
Happy
gone.
birthday,
That's good.
Sarge wanted us to push it, throw it in your face.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
There you go, Wheels.
That's very nice.
Yeah. When are you going to open them?
I'll take them home, open them tomorrow.
All right, fine.
I'll let Nittany help me.
2 outs. Dan Uggla is the hitter here at the top of the 3rd.
Renee likes to open presents too, but the dog really gets into that.
Yeah.
Watching that stuff.
0-1 the count to Uggla. Well, you know, last year we had flat wheels, and we also had the Wheels Fathead, which is still in the booth.
Yeah, it sure
up
is.
on the wall.
Yeah, that's a constant reminder.
We just decided to go a little more low key this year. That ball's ripped to left, and Uggla has his second hit.
That cake looked good.
Cake looked very good. Classic cakes, as Sarge said. That was a beauty.
It sure was.
There we go. Happy birthday, Wheels.
Yeah, that was pretty hard to miss today. Enough people came by and said happy birthday, so thank you.
You can take that home too if you want. Put it right in your lawn.
I'll probably do that. It's the first thing I thought of when I saw that. How much I'd love to have that at home. I got to admit, that was right at the top, Tommy.
There's David Ross with 2 outs. And Ross hits it back to shortstop. Wheels, are you thankful that's the final out?
So much so.
Yep, there we go. 6-4 put out. That's a 7-pitch inning for Kyle Kendrick. Now that is more like it. So we celebrate Wheels' birthday. Why the 7? Is that your favorite number?
I had that number in Little League.
Okay. Some presents for Wheels. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Left now for an appointment. By Mazda, we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. And by Xfinity, the official HD triple play provider of your Phillies. Kyle Kendrick will lead it off here at the bottom of the third. Phil's trail it by 3. Try to get something going against Tim Hudson. There was a lot of life in the park last night with Cole Hamels out on the mound. And during this homestand, the Phillies have had some games where the life is, the energy has been here at the ballpark. It's just great to see him. It's a good crowd again tonight.
Yeah, and there's no reason he can't get it back. It's just that you're facing a very tough pitcher and bullpen to fall behind against, especially the way that happened in the second inning. Long way to go, and they have to start to piece it together a little bit against a guy like Hudson, and then you start thinking, hey, we can win this game.
0-2 pitch coming to Kendrick, and he is rung up for the second strikeout for Tim Hudson. And one away, and Rollins is coming up. Rollins homered his first time up to give the Phils a 1-0 lead. How about the folks from Elias have just given us this number, Wheels? 8 of the 40 career leadoff home runs that Jimmy's hit have been on the first pitch. I don't know if I would have thought that number would have been higher, or if that's right where I thought it would be.
Well, he does like to swing at the first pitch. He's never been a prototype leadoff guy that goes up there and takes a lot of pitches. Good catch by that guy. And as I mentioned, against a guy like Hudson, he has a game plan. You go up there, figure he's going to start him with a sinker. Maybe it'll be up, and he hits it out of the ballpark.
0-2 the count to Rollins. That was a tough 0-1 pitch right there that he just took. In the dirt, 1-2. That home run by Jimmy Rollins, and each one hit by the Phils this year. One tree will be planted by the Pennsylvania Horticultural Society as part of Home Runs for Trees. For more information, visit Phillies.com/red goes green. 1-2 pitch to Rollins. Hit the opposite way, a foul ball. Tim Hudson's won 192 games during his major league career, which started with the Oakland Athletics. Swing and a miss. That was a slider. Second strikeout of the inning, 3rd overall. 2 outs for Dominic Brown.
Yeah, he's really throwing the ball well now. Once Hudson gets past that first inning, as mentioned, he's very, very difficult. And he's throwing his cutter. He's throwing all his pitches right now. You see what he's done in his career with the Braves. He's been there a long time now. Forget that he was such a good pitcher with Oakland, And he's had his arm problems. He's had surgeries, all kinds of things.
This is his 213th start for the Atlanta Braves. I think back in 08, at the end of 08 and obviously 09, that's when people thought maybe his career was done. But since that time, he won 17, 16, and now he's got 11 wins.
He's never been, he threw harder, but he's always been a guy that just sunk the ball like that, used his cutter, used his changeup. He used to throw splits.
Brown serves it to center, and Bourne will put it away. And the Phillies go down in order for the second straight inning. So 7 in a row retired by Tim Hudson. We've gone through our first 3. On to the 4th. The Phillies trail it 4-1. Peel labels for professional-looking mailings. From who? But W.B. Mason. Go to the fourth here in Philadelphia. Paul Yanish, Tim Hudson, Michael Bourne are scheduled to hit against Kyle Kendrick, who threw a 7-pitch third inning. See, Sarge, you brought in the cake, and it brought some luck for Kyle Kendrick. 7-pitch inning.
Well, gotta need some, and more first-pitch strikes too. You know, pitching around those hitters a little bit.
Yeah, the at bat that was one of the big ones was the guy that's up right now, Paul Yanish, to work around him, and then I don't know if anybody saw, would it be able to see Hudson crushing a double to center field, but just working around Hudson, not going after him.
Yeah, anytime though you have a hitter up at the plate with a bat, he becomes dangerous, whether or not he's a pitcher or not.
Well, there's a base hit for Yanish off the glove of Kevin Franzen, so that's already the sixth hit for the Braves.
Yeah, well, he's going to need some double play balls, and we've said it before. For Kyle, needs to be able to have ground balls there. More importantly, be aggressive, and if he can do that, he'll have some success.
Well, and he hasn't been aggressive tonight. Is that true?
Hasn't been aggressive, and even before the game and talking with the Atlanta Braves staff, they were a little bit afraid there of Kendricks just because of the way that Kyle has pitched against them in the past.
6-1 with a 2.28 earned run average coming into this ball game. Hudson bunts it foul. It's 0-2. Raul Valdez is starting to warm again in the bullpen for the Phillies.
You know, and asking him about pitching in the bullpen and then starting, does he feel any difference? And he said he was feeling pretty good about himself because he was able and starting to throw a lot more changeups.
That's a foul ball, and Hudson strikes out. Yeah, I thought the changeup, or I think the changeup, really has been one of his best pitches this year. You know, during that scoreless streak of 22 consecutive innings, it's just the changeup was dominant for him.
Yeah. He needs that slider though for the right-handed pitchers. He just got to be able to come up with that, and that's that pitch that moves away. Unlike the cutter, a little bit more of a break, if you will. And that would get them off of that changeup and his fastball.
Michael Bourne takes a strike. It's 0-1. Well, that pitch right there was the cutter to the left-handed hitting Michael Bourne. Singled in the first, walked in the second.
That pitch is just way too outside to be effective. Now, if you're setting up the hitter, you have to have pitches that are closer in order for major league hitters usually to swing at bad pitches. Other than that, they just wait you out.
Well, there's the second changeup that he's thrown. That one was in a much better spot, and it's 1-2.
Much better spot and with movement. No, he doesn't want those hitters to feel comfortable at the plate. So every now and then, you got to move their feet.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Bourne, who asked for time. Fly ball deep right center field. Sherholtz going back, and that one is gone. A 2-run home run for Bourne. It's now 6-1 Braves.
Wow.
9th home run of the year for Michael Bourne.
Yeah, that's what you call just a good old-fashioned hanger right there. Out over the middle of the plate. And I say that for Michael Bourne to be able to hit a ball that far, it's got to be right there in his wheelhouse. Take a look at it. See how that ball just sits right there on the inside part of the plate. That ball's just not going to come back. Not a good pitch.
Well, you can hear the crowd cheering in the background. Once Charlie Manuel came out of the dugout, that's going to be it for Kyle Kendrick. So Raul Valdez is coming in after the home run by Michael Bourne. Kyle Kendrick has not been able to get out of is not able to get out of the fourth inning here tonight. So he'll head off the mound with the Phils down 6-1. This is an AT&T call to the bullpen here in Philadelphia. The Braves have taken a 5-run lead here in the fourth. On right now, the Braves are on top 6-1 in the final game of this 3-game series. As the crowd wanders around Ashburn Alley, the new pitcher is Raul Valdez. Valdez 2-2 on the year, an earned run average of 3.57. So he'll take over for Kyle Kendrick here. This is his 18th ball game, his second game since coming off the disabled list. 27 strikeouts in 22 2/3 innings. Kyle Kendrick 6 earned runs in 3 1/3. As Martin Prado is up with nobody on after the home run by Bourne. Prado's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up and drove in a run. Takes a pitch inside, and it's 1-1. "77 pitches tonight for Kyle Kendrick, 48 strikes. Fly ball down the left field line. Jimmy Rollins is going out toward the line. Dominic Brown was running straight in. I don't think he saw it.
No, that's the time of the night, again, when it's dust here, that difficult to see the balls when they're up in the air.
Be the first with breaking news in Philly sports. Get Philly sports when you're on the go, delivered right to your smartphone. Download the free CSN Sports app today. With 2 outs, Jason Hayward, who's 0 for 2. He's grounded out. He's also popped out to short. Over for a strike. It's 0-1.
Their hitting coach, Greg Walker, really happy with the year that Hayward is having, especially after last year and bouncing back. Felt that it was a little bit easier since he hit from the left side to be able to relate to them.
Greg Walker came over for the White Sox. He took over for Larry Parrish as the hitting coach for the Braves. He told me yesterday, he said it's great to be in Atlanta.
Oh, well, winning team.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Valdez. He came in and kind of settled some things down here in the 4th inning. The Braves did score 2 on the 2-run home run by Michael Bourne against Kyle Kendrick. This sent Kyle to the showers a little early here tonight. For Bourne, it was his 9th home run of the year. 6-1 Atlanta as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Holmes, talk to us today about how we can help guide you to the loan that's right for you. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Nissan Summer Saving Days. Event ends September 4th. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Chase Utley, Ryan Howard, John Mayberry due up. Sarge's troops are here. Sarge, did you get them those seats?
Well, we need to rally now and be able to get some runs. That's what it's all about.
Need to rally those troops.
Oh, boy. Nice looking sign.
It's as if you're not surprised that somebody's here with the sign for you. I mean, that's a nice gesture on that guy's part.
I agree with that, Tom. I mean, yeah.
How long did it take you to make it and give it to him? Did you take some time?
You know I don't write that good. I mean, that was very legible. Oh, boy.
That is true. It was very well done. I think we've all kind of lost our handwriting skills over the years.
Oh, man.
0-2 the count to Utley. Flied out to left. Rips that one foul, and it remains no balls and 2 strikes.
They're really going to have to battle here to beat Hudson. You can do it, however. You start getting those base runners. He's not going to walk a lot of guys. He's going to make you hit the ball. So be patient enough to be able to get your pitch and try and put a good swing on it.
As a hitter, when you're down by, let's say, 5, and you got a guy that's in your mind, you're thinking, all right, he's going to throw strikes. Easier, harder? I mean,
well, your mindset is that you personally don't want to be shut out without getting any hits. You know, and looking at Pete Rose, he'd get 1, and all of a sudden he wants to get greedy. Now he wants 2. But those are the games that hurt the most. I mean, you lose a game, and you're that 3, 4, 5 guys, or anybody for that matter in the lineup. You know, you don't contribute. You don't have a hit or 2. You feel like you've let that club down. Well, that's when, talk about that pride. That's when that pride should come out, especially when a team is beating you and you know that you haven't had a good year.
He fouls it away. Remains 0-2. He's fouling one after another off here. 40 pitches for Hudson. How about 32 strikes and 8 balls?
Well, this guy can pitch. I mean, he's a heck of a competitor. We've seen him over the years. He will pitch inside and occasionally will run on your ribs.
Well, he's hit 6 batters this year in 120 in the 3rd innings. He is 1 behind Doc for 2nd most active wins. Andy Pettitte won't be back till September, as 243. Fly ball left field. Utley flied out to Prado at the fence his first time up. And there's 1 away. That'll bring Ryan Howard to the plate. Well, it's time for the Major League Notebook, brought to you by Gwinnett Mercy College. Look at Murph's handwriting. It's always good.
Yeah, it is.
It's that Catholic school education, I guess, guys.
That's
well,
exactly
let me tell you
right.
what's in the notebook tonight, T-Mac. The New York Mets have decided that Jason Bay is not an everyday player, announcing the $66 million man will platoon in the outfield with Jordani Valdespin and Mike Baxter. Now, Bay has played in just 40 games this season because of injury, batting just .154 with 5 home runs. And despite battling a sore hand, Marlins shortstop Jose Reyes continues to be red hot, extending his hitting streak tonight to 26 games. He did so with a home run in their first inning in their game at Citi Field. So 26 games for a hitting streak for Jose Reyes. That is a career high for him, and doing it in the place where, well, he got it all started, guys.
Yeah, it's the 2nd longest in team history, tied for the 2nd longest with Emilio Bonifacio. The longest hitting streak. Murph, you have a guess at what the longest hitting streak is for the Marlins?
I'm just going to say, how about that Luis Castillo at 35?
That would be correct. Back in 2002. Sorry, give him a bing.
Good.
I was doing my homework.
Yeah, that was good. I'm real surprised, though, at Jason Bay. I just thought he was a much better hitter than that, Murph, too, especially a guy that can hit that ball there in the gap. All of a sudden, he just seemed to have lost it, and he was a pretty good hitter.
Yeah, Sarge, you know, when I saw those numbers tonight, I actually went back and double-checked them because he came into tonight's game, as I said, batting .154, and I couldn't believe that because I think you're right. Jason Bay, at one point in his career, was a pretty good hitter. That's why he earned a $66 million contract.
Wow.
But, you know, he's been battling injuries all season long. He's played in just 40 games, and I think the Mets just want to see what they have out there in the young guys in Valdespin and Mike Baxter, so they're going to give them a chance.
Well, and we'll see what happens in the offseason. I would imagine that the Mets will try to move him, although that's going to be a difficult contract to move. 2-2 the count to Ryan Howard.
There's nobody going to take that contract. I mean, it's, you know, especially you have a guy hitting $154. Oh, no.
To center field, Michael Bourne has some room. That is the 2nd ball that the Phillies have hit to the wall against Hudson. 2 outs. John Mayberry's due up on the Toyota Major League scoreboard. Miami has a 3-0 lead over the Mets. Giancarlo Stanton, who returned yesterday for the Marlins, has a home run and a double and a run scored.
Yeah, that's the kid they're going to need to keep healthy, is Stanton in that lineup. He just brings too much hitting-wise. You know, when they lose him, they seem to just go into a tailspin and start losing a lot of ball games.
Well, that's where the Phillies are heading after this weekend series against the Cardinals. It's back down to Miami. Marlins are a much different team than the last time the Phillies saw them. But as Charlie told me the other day, you can't worry about those other teams right now.
No, not at all.
Want to know the count to Mayberry. Way outside, 2-0. Mayberry grounded out his first time up.
If he's going to get a good pitch, he should be looking for one of his liking right now. And they need base runners, so that means he'll be taking a pitch.
There you go, 3-1.
You know, when you take that 3-0 pitch, you always want to take it as if you're going to hit it. So hopefully you're thinking about getting that same pitch 3-1. So you should be just about right on it.
Check swing, ball 4. So Mayberry is up on base with 2 outs. And Sherholtz will be the hitter. Well, you get a run or two here just to kind of ease the tension a little bit.
Yeah, and more importantly, not to make it so easy for him where you'll give him something to think about. talking about Hudson out there on the mound. Got to start hitting a couple of balls hard, finding some gaps.
Off the foot of Sherholtz, and it's 0-1. Sherholtz is coming over to the Phillies, is hitting .318 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. His home run came against the Washington Nationals down in D.C. Ball and 1 strike the count. Tell you what, I know the sellout streak ended the other day, but just looking around this place, I mean, it looks unbelievable still.
Well, yeah, you have a lot of fans that are still obviously coming out. And, still really having hope that the fighting fields are going to play better.
So it 1 the count. There was an odd comment that was made by F.P. Santangelo, a guy that you and I know both think is a great guy. Once the Phillies streak ended, he said, well, maybe it's time for them to take back their own park. And I don't know. It looks like the park is right where it needs to be.
I got to think that that's one of those statements that came out the wrong way.
I would think you're right. It has to be. And that goes, along the lines with the Nationals trying to take back their park, which
I don't understand why he would say it. I mean, first of all, you want to make sure that you're able to have a few sellouts yourself before you start talking about any other ball club.
Especially sellouts that the Phillies fans aren't making sellouts in D.C.
I mean, maybe he didn't see all of that red that was there at that stadium. I'll have to remind him of that the very next time I see him.
Figured you would.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Well, give him a chance to clarify that statement.
Frank Paul. Frank Paul.
Okay.
2-2 the count to Sherholtz. Inside 3-2. Phillies lead the National League in home attendance. Well, they lead Major League Baseball home attendance with more than 44,000 on a nightly basis on average.
Well, that's maybe one of those things they don't get in their notes in Washington, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Sherholtz should stay alive as this one is into the seats. Nationals are 10th in the National League in attendance. They are averaging just over 30,000 fans per game. To the count to Sherholtz.
You're running here like you want to be able to score, and that ball is hitting the gap. Hopefully it will be, or even better.
Out in front. Mayberry will make the turn around second, head back to first. It remains 3-2. Phillies down 5. Ball 4. So first and second with 2 outs. Back-to-back walks by Hudson. Cincinnati Reds will come to town the next homestand for the Phillies. 4-game series. The Reds were swept out by the Milwaukee Brewers this week. Tickets are available for all 4 games. It includes the Hatfield Dollar Dog Night on Monday the 20th and 90s Retro Night on Wednesday the 22nd. Order your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Roger McDowell out to the mound to talk to Tim Hudson with Eric Kratz due up.
That's just giving him a little breather and kind of trying to get him to settle down.
He's thrown 27 pitches in this inning. No doubt the high water mark for him for the game.
little humid out there, and you can tell by the way that he's acting. That's why you want to have graded bats against him. They'll just wear him down, not only physically, but also mentally. And you can do that against pitchers with good at bats.
Others lead off first and second. Kratz struck out his first time up. They're going to work him away. They did it the whole time last time. And he takes strike one.
Well, Braves pitchers are notorious for that, being able to hit the outside part of the plate. That's what they work on from top to bottom, major leagues and also the minor leagues. They want their pitchers to be able to master the outside corner.
Ooh, a curveball.
Yeah, that was a hanger, I thought. See, it all has to do with the move that you make. And Kratz, even though he looks really well against a lot of the left-handers, he has a tendency, when he's in his crouch, he comes up just a little bit. And when you do that, sometimes it takes that level of your eye. It takes you right off that ball just a little bit. He's just a
Yep. Called strike three. Took that changeup for strike three. And the Phillies leave a couple here in the fourth inning. Through four, we move to the fifth inning. Chipper Jones will lead it off for the Braves when we come back. Sixteenth of the 20th, 2013 in Clearwater, Florida. It's Phillies fantasy camp. Package includes hotel accommodations, practice with and instruction from baseball legends like the Bull, John Kruk, Jim Eisenreich, Mickey Morandini, and the commish, Larry Anderson, who was just in the booth, by the way.
Yeah.
Fantasy game versus the legends at Bright House Field. Phillies uniform and so much more. Call now for information, 610-520-3400. Dominic Brown is out there as he waits for the first pitch from Chipper Jones. One away. Chipper's 0 for 3. Raul Valdez retired the first 3 hitters that he's faced.
Chipper out in front on that little changeup. Well, usually he's a hitter that stays back, but because he is so aggressive and likes that number 1, the fastball there, you can get him out on that first pitch changeup.
A strike to Freddie Freeman. That's 0-1. Freeman walked and scored his first time up, grounded out his last time up. And it's 0-2. Well, there you go. Sarge, Fanavision wishing Wheels a happy birthday.
Oh.
Very nice.
He'll be happy about that.
Yep. He doesn't like things low key. 0-2 pitch. 1 and 2. Now, you did say you got 2 cakes.
Well, I brought in 2 cakes. Obviously, right. Reading his book, he had 2 birthdays. So
we didn't celebrate back in April.
I know we did not, but just because it's an off day tomorrow, I thought that the people that missed it, well, guess what? Do it all over again on Friday.
Do you think he believed us at all when we were saying that we were going to be over at his house by 5 o'clock tomorrow for a barbecue?
Well, he was saying and reminding everybody that he lived in a gated community.
3-2 the count to Freddie Freeman.
Freddie, the beginning of the year, boy, he started off like he was going to win the MVP. As you take a look at Ugla there, and he was slided in the second, got hit by a ball, and his swing just has not been the same.
Toyota Major League scoreboard down at Houston. The Nationals have taken who took a 1-0 lead on the Astros, now are tied up at 1 in the second. Justin Maxwell, an RBI single. Gio Gonzalez pitching for Washington in that game. Franzen out in shallow left toward the line. Makes the catch. Well, aside from a 3-run home run that he gave up to Michael McHenry, Raul Valdez, he's been a pretty good pitcher for the Phillies this year.
He looks good, and one of the reasons is that he has a good breaking ball, especially to the left-handers.
Dan Ugla, who has 2 hits tonight, just his 3rd multi-hit game since the 5th of June, the 2nd one in this series. He's behind 0-1. Valdez, is a pitcher.
Yeah.
He pitches in the offseason, in winter ball. In fact, pitched in the Caribbean World Series this year. And was one of the reasons why his team won the Caribbean World Series. He was a starter for some of that season. Swing and a miss. And he just retired the Braves in order. 5 up, 5 down for Raul Valdez. He's due to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning, so his night is probably done. Did a pretty nice job in relief of Kyle Kendrick. Braves are up by 5. Dalton for the Phillies alumni pregame party this Saturday when the Phils host the Cardinals at Citizens Bank Park. It's one of the many events featured during Phillies alumni weekend. Limited tickets are available at phillies.com/tailgate or call 215-463-5000. What do you got on the docket this weekend, Sarge, as far as alumni weekend goes?
I'm going to be actually doing the obviously the rib contest. I do that every single year, and end up bringing back ribs for the guys across the street, but a couple of times didn't make it.
Wonder why that was.
Yeah.
Kevin Franzen shoots the second pitch from Hudson the other way for a base hit. And Juan Pierre is going to pinch hit for the Phils here in the 5th inning. Another birthday wish for Chris Wheeler.
Boy, it's all over.
It is all over the place. Happy birthday from Coca-Cola and the Phillies to Wheels. Wheels does like a Diet Coke or two.
I got to tell you, that's big stuff, having Coca-Cola do that for you, huh?
Here's Pierre, 313 hitter with a home run and 19 RBIs. Want to know the count to Pierre? Now you're going to be part of the on-field stuff this weekend, right?
Well, I'm supposed to be part of it. Yes, it isn't actually all the way complete, but I'm supposed to maybe sing the 7th inning stretch. You know I've done that.
Take me out to the ball game.
Yeah, take me out to the ball game.
Pierre lifts it to left center. Prado watches as it comes back toward him. Well, make sure, Sarge, that you do just this. Stay hydrated this weekend. It's going to be warm. You were down on the field for the Powell softball game.
Well, yeah, I did. I went down there. Boy, I tell you can't go anywhere around here. And is that Larry Anderson? No. Oh, boy.
Here's Rollins, who's 1 for 2. A home run his first time up. And he rips that one down the right field line. And that's a fair ball. Kick into the corner. Franzen on his way to third. And he's going to be waved home. Rollins will stop at second. It's a 6-2 ball game. An RBI double for Jimmy. He has 2 RBIs tonight. Now that'll make the Fields feel a little bit better. They're now within 4.
Yeah, that's why you really keep your eye on the third base coach. He didn't have time to look to see where that ball was. Take a look at it. He just hits a bullet down that right field line there. We've talked about that before. Once it hits there, automatic double. He's safe at second. Safe and secure there, Tom, with New York fly.
Well, now the Phillies have a chance to bring in another run here in the 5th to make this a 3-run game. It would be huge toward the back end of this game to get to Hudson a little bit more here.
First pitch swinging again, and let me tell you that and clarify it. It is okay to swing at the first pitch, providing you're looking for that pitch and you're able to square them up. That's what it's all about. Not looking for that fastball first pitch, and then it's a curveball or changeup, and you swing at that. He has a tendency, Jimmy Rollins, to do that. But when he stays on the fastball, he's as good as it gets. Just needs to stay on it more.
So he starts Brown not with a fastball, with a slider.
Little slider. But if you're committed to swing, let it go. Don't hesitate. The reason I say that, when you slow your bat down like that, you end up hitting the ball. It's just going to be a little bit of a check swing or ball rolling right back to the pitcher.
Pickoff play is on at second, and Rollins gets back in. Giannis snuck in behind. Little daylight play as Schwimmer's throwing in the pen. He'll be next up for the Phillies.
Yeah, Uggla's playing him all the way over there in the hole there to second. Giannis, that's his job, to try and keep Jimmy Rollins close.
Line drive, base hit it to right center field. Rollins will score. What's Brown going to do? On his way to second, the throw by Bourne. It is not in time. An RBI double. He's hustling again. And it's a 6-3 ball game.
Well, you're talking about a base runner just taking the base. Second base as he drives that ball. Brown, a low ball hitter. That's exactly where Hudson threw it, and he hit a bullet. Take a look at it and see exactly where the pitch is. Ball goes right back out over the plate. He's running from home plate. Take a look at that head first drive as J-Ro comes in, gives a little slap. But there he goes, puts his head down, and there he's Superman as he gets in there.
Well, now again, a base hit should score Brown. It's 6-3. Phillies trail it by 3. Thanks to the RBI single by, or RBI double by Brown. And the RBI double by Rollins. Outside, 1-0.
Yeah, that's putting pressure on a pitcher there. Having good at bats. And then when you get your pitch, being able to square it up.
Bullpen action now for the Braves. Avilan is the lefty. Guerin is the righty. Those are the two guys up. Inside, did it hit him?
Looked like it.
I think it may have. Dudley lost his helmet. Brown will go back to second. And Chase will go to first. It's still 1 out, and Ryan Howard's coming up.
Hard breaking ball as it. Boy, did that hit him? Take a look at it again. I know that ball there kind of bounced.
Yeah, hit it right in the foot, Sarge, right on the side. Oh, then his helmet. I didn't realize that's why his helmet popped off.
Yeah, well, that ball, just about beat him up. Boy, good thing the ball didn't hit him in the face area. Well, they're already back in the game. They can even things up with a big swing here from the Big Piece.
Big Piece has 6 home runs against Hudson in his career. Phillies trailed it by 5. They trail it by 3. The tying run is at the plate. That's a good pitch to lay off on the first pitch. They call it a slider, a backdoor slider, and it's 0-1.
Guys are doing a good job in making him pitch, making him think about his pitches now. And you'll do that to a pitcher when you start squaring balls out. Now that's his pitch. Now that's the pitch that Ryan Howard, when he is going well and been playing all year, that's the kind of pitch that he will square up. That was a mistake there from Hudson in that particular location. More kind of like that belt area. He was able to extend on it, but wasn't able to connect.
Let's see what he gets here. Probably won't get the same pitch, right?
He moves the ball up and down on Ryan Howard. Could go with something outside, something there in the dirt. He's got that slider there that he throws.
Up high, and it's 2-2. That looked like the changeup.
High changeup.
The board says slider. It didn't. Well, if it was a slider, then it didn't do anything.
Well, you could almost tell by the grip the way that he threw it. And usually that slider that he throws, he tries to bury that slider.
Howard against Hudson.
Another good swing. Just a little bit late, however, on both those fastballs. And again, that's the pitch he normally will get. But he's lost a lot of time in getting himself back ready to play in the major leagues because of that Achilles injury.
In the air to left center field. Prado won't even venture back. This ball game is tied. 3-run opposite field home run for Ryan Howard. And the Phillies have come all the way back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Home run number 6 for Howard. It's a 6-6 ball game.
Wow.
A little oppo-boppo.
Finally caught up with one of those fastballs there, making everybody feel a lot better. You know, and again, he's not trying to hit it out that way, just the position of that bat. That ball there on the outside part of the plate. Good bat speed as that ball gets out of the ballpark. There's that familiar pose as the ball heads out of here. 3-run bomb, making everybody happy in the ballpark.
Well, the inning began with Franzen single. And then after a fly out to left, Rollins and Brown back-to-back doubles. And then the hit batter, Utley, brought up Ryan Howard, who reached 500 extra base hits with that home run. And it's the second hit of the night. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Mayberry. 2-0 the count.
See, that's the thing for Howard in coming back. Not so much about his average. Yeah, you want him to hit a little bit higher, but you want to make sure that he's coming back and making solid contact, giving you those 3-run home runs. Those are the things that put you in the ball game, ties them up, and not only that, can win you ball games.
Mayberry walked his last time up. He takes 3-0. It's 3-1.
Kind of surprised he wasn't swinging there at that 3-0 pitch, but maybe didn't have the hit on 3-0. And I say that because he's struggling a little bit now, and this is the time you want to jump on him.
Grounder foul. It's 3-2. Yeah, I agree. Momentum is swung to the other side.
And you see exactly where he threw it. I mean, he's frustrated himself giving up all those runs. Throw it down the middle. How about getting one more?
Three and two the count to Mayberry. Grounder foul again. It remains 3-2. Ryan Howard now has 7 career home runs against Tim Hudson. And with that 3-run shot, 17 runs batted in against him.
Yeah, and there's something to say about feeling comfortable with a pitcher.
David Ross didn't see that right away. And it goes down the dugout stairs. That's why every game, doesn't matter where you are in the standings, every game is still important.
No
Charlie
doubt.
says,
no doubt about
just
it.
try to keep winning as many as you can and see what happens at the end of the year. Now they've come back from a 6-1 deficit to tie this at 6-6 against a good pitcher. 3-2 to count to Mayberry. Ball 4. It's a good at bat again for John Mayberry.
Now he's struggling out there. That's going to bring Freddie Gonzalez. It's going to be it for Hudson.
Tim Hudson, we showed you that stat earlier tonight. His record when his team gives him at least a 3-run lead. We said at that point, maybe it's an opposite black cat. Well, that's been the case. The Phils have tied it up. We've got a pitching change with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies have come back to tie it. They've scored 5 runs here in their half of the 5th. They're not done yet. Luis Avilan, who we saw in yesterday's ball game, is on the pitch again for the Braves. 10th game, no wins, no losses, a 2.92 earned run average. This may be just one batter, and that's it for Avilan, because Kratz, a right-handed hitter, is on deck. And they do have the right-hander Guerin warming up in the bullpen.
Yep, trying to get on the right page with the signs. And usually, and you can see him, well, this is what we're going to do. As he was waving his finger around, they have signs when nobody's at second base. There's a set of signs, and then if no one's there, there's another set of signs. Usually, that's just the first sign, however. They'll mix them up if there's a runner at second.
Scherholtz is 0 for 1 with a walk. Takes a breaking ball, 1-0. Braves will set up for 2. The second baseman Ugla and the shortstop Yanish. One ball, one strike the count to Scherholtz.
Oh, it's interesting. Hudson just kept coming after him, fastball after fastball, and changing maybe the location. No, but once a hitter starts to see a certain pitch 3-4 times in a row, it becomes really almost automatic for you when you see that pitch and it's a little out over the plate like that one was.
Yeah, he retired the Phils in order in the 2nd and the 3rd. Got the first 2 batters in the 4th, and then he walked a couple in that 4th inning. He kind of lost his command there.
Kind of surprised, though. He didn't throw him a breaking ball, but it's a nice little haircut.
For you and I who have hair envy.
Oh, that's, what do they call those?
Mohawk?
Mohawk.
Yeah. Not a Tommy Hawk. You were going to say Tommy Hawk.
I was. Yes, I was. Couldn't let it go, could you?
Sorry. Scherholtz lines it to center. The ball was making all kinds of movements. Mayberry goes back to first.
You're right. He actually hit a knuckleball out there. Bourne's looking around like, did you see that?
Well, that's going to be it for Avilan as Scherholtz is retired. With Kratz due up, they're going to go to another right-hander. Guerin was the guy warming up in the bullpen. So Freddie Gonzalez realized he had a 5-run lead. Now it's a tie ball game, a brand new game, and he's going to work his bullpen just like Charlie Manuel's had to work his bullpen tonight. Eric Kratz is due up when we return. Flashback, Sarge, excuse me, to September 3rd, 2006. Ryan Howard, a 3-home run night against Tim Hudson.
Yeah, he did. 51 there as he drives the ball out. Boy, I tell you what, just tremendous power. You see the fastball, though, that he catches as he hits that ball out the opposite way. Just no stopping him. And how about tonight here as he gets that same similar pitch? That ball, though, a little bit lower. The power that this guy has and can generate with the bat is just uncanny. Babe Ruth-like numbers he's had at the beginning of his career.
So it was a 3-home run day against Hudson and a 3-home run or 3-run home run night against Hudson here. It's a 6-6 game. Garrett is the new pitcher for the Braves.
And Hudson is well aware of anybody that actually hits them and hits them good, and especially if you're hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Eric Kratz is up with a runner at first. And Kratz a swing and a miss. The ball off the glove of Ross, and Mayberry is going to get to second base. That'll be a pass ball, at least I think it will be. Second one of the year for Ross.
Yeah, it actually tied Kratz up. That's a two-seamer running in on him. Now that's again where he's a little bit undecided. Once you make your mind up to move, you got to go after it. Don't be tentative.
0-1 the count to Kratz. Center field. That one's well hit. Bourne going back. He's going to have room near the wall. Leaps up and makes the catch. That ball really carried, and Michael Bourne drifted a little bit in the last moment, left his feet, and pulled it in. This place would have exploded if that ball got away from Michael Bourne. Well, the Phillies tied it up on a 3-run home run by Ryan Howard, and they nearly took the lead on that ball by Eric Kratz, but Michael Bourne brought it home. Advantage of every opportunity given to them. The Phillies catchers this season have been taking a beating. While they're on the disabled list, Eric Kratz stepped up from the Iron Pigs and is delivering in all areas. His bat has been consistent and full of extra base hits. His defense behind the plate has been strong and has kept the Phillies without a void in their battery. The 32-year-old born in Telford, Pennsylvania, is putting on a show. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Changing the game. Well, Eric Kratz nearly changed the game in his last at-bat. He hit it to the wall in center, but Michael Bourne tracked it down. Now Michael Schwimmer will take over in a 6-6 game. Schwimmer will face the bottom of the order. It's David Ross, Paul Janisch, and then a pinch hitter for Guerin with Chad Durbin warming up in the pen. Ross pokes it to right, playable for Scherholz. One pitch, one set aside. Michael Schwimmer on in relief of Raul Valdez. Give him some credit, because while Valdez was calming down the Braves offense, Ryan Howard and the rest of the Phils offense was erasing a 5-run deficit. Janisch is 1 for 1 with 2 runs scored, and he takes a fastball a little high. It's 1-0.
Well, I haven't seen one of those rallies there in a long time. Really good to see.
Slider at the knees, 1-1.
Well, just give those guys confidence in knowing that, hey, we can come back. More importantly, coming back against a pretty good pitcher. Well, it appeared, though, that he just was really wearing himself out, getting fatigued, not throwing strikes, not hitting the spots, and fighting Fields made him pay for it.
Well, there have been so many games this year where you just waited for the offense to put a comeback like that together. Now, it's not over. I mean, it's a 6-6 game. You really want to finish this baby off now. And there have been a number of games that the Phillies just haven't been able to do that. So it's nice to see that there's life in the dugout, that they're able to put that together.
Yeah. Well, to be quite honest, though, I mean, guys hitting 3-run home runs, you just didn't have a lot of them that, you know, that's it, that they were able to be able to do that. And Chooch, obviously, was the hottest hitter on the team.
Swing and a miss at the slider, 2 outs. He was swinging, thinking it was a fastball as soon as it left his hands.
Yep, this is another good pitch there by Swimmer. Look at the high break on that ball.
Every time the Phillies retire the opposing team 1-2-3, which Raul Valdez did in the 5th, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports, giving you all your favorite sports all year long. Minsky takes high.
Well, he's looking to do one thing in this situation here, trying to get ahead in the count and look for a pitch and be able to try and lift it. See what he's done, pinch hitting. And he's looking for the ball a middle in.
Happy birthday, Tony! Let's go, Phillies! Woo!
3-0 the count.
Wouldn't be surprised if he's swinging here.
Takes at the knees, 3-1.
Two good spots. One a little lower. Both pitches fastballs.
Got him. Threw a slider again. 1-2-3 go the Braves. How about the Philly bullpen tonight? Valdez and Schwimmer. They have faced 8. They've retired all 8. On to the bottom of the 6th. It's the Phillies 6 and the Braves 6. IHS safety picks than any other brand. Go further. Visit your Quality Plus sports store today. By McDonald's. Now at McDonald's, any size soft drink or sweet tea is $1. And by Toyota. Every new Toyota purchase comes with Toyota Care. Bottom of the 6th. All even at 6. Chad Durbin will take over for the Braves. Durbin will face Kevin Franzen. And then Michael Martinez is out in the on-deck circle as a pinch hitter. Durbin's been good this year for the Braves, 3-1 with a 3.14 earned run average. Former Phil certainly did his job when he was here for the most part. Just a good guy to have in the bullpen.
Yeah, fastball, slider.
Franzen singled in the 5th. That started that rally. It's his 5th hit in this series.
Let's see if he can get it started again.
Outside, 1-0. Now Johnny Venners is warming up in the bullpen for the Braves.
Yeah, well, kind of know who they're setting that up for.
Down the left field line. Prado's not going to get to this one, I don't think. Yeah, he is. Boy, it just hung up there.
Yeah, that ball really hung up in the air. Didn't go over and get down. If it had him, he would have never gotten it.
With one away here at the bottom of the 6th, Michael Martinez is coming up. Let's check in with Murph. Murph?
All right, thank you very much, Steve Mack. Well, we got to send out some congratulations to these guys. That is the Phillies Venezuelan Summer League team. They won their championship today over the team from the Seattle Mariners. The final was 4-0. Ricardo Pinto got the win for the Phils. The offense, Wilmer Alberto and Wilson Garcia, 5 for 6 today, getting the job done. And the loss went to a familiar name, Ergeth Urbina, the son of the former reliever for, of course, the Marlins and the Expos, and here in Philadelphia as well. So congratulations to the Phillies Venezuelan Summer League team winning their championship today.
All right, that's good news. It's always good to win. It doesn't matter what level. See what the Summer League did today. 4-0 the final score to win the championship. And those are the particulars Murph just talked about. How about what just happened down on the field there, Sarge?
Well, that was good, clean play, I thought, didn't you? I mean, Durbin has the ball. He's got to be able to hold it. I would have loved to have seen, though, Martinez kind of give a little shove himself. He's taking the whole brunt of it. But, again, this is what it's all about here. We're playing in the major leagues. You can't take anything for granted.
Rollins behind 0-1.
You know, and really, Durbin, and for his defense, I mean, he's figuring a really fast runner that might be getting down or whatever. But he put an aggressive tag on him.
Good eye, Jimmy.
Don't think Martinez cared for that, however. That's a part of the game.
In the dirt, 2-1 the count to Rollins. Phillies and the Braves tied at 6 here in the bottom of the 6th.
Change up.
Let's go, Jimmy. Come on, baby. Let's go.
Breaking ball, 2-2.
Yeah, that's that slide piece. He'll throw that anytime. Fastball, slider, change. That one had pretty good break on it, and he knows J-Rowe fastball hitter.
Swing and a miss. He gets him with the high fastball. 1, 2, 3 go the Phils here in the bottom of the 6th. We've completed 6, on to the 7th. Braves and Phils even at 6.
kind of reminds you of that game Roy Halladay had the 6-0 lead. You figure that one was over for the Phillies. Well, they had to think this one was over tonight behind really, really good pitcher like Tim Hudson with a 6-1 lead. But what a rally the Phillies threw up. A 5 spot there in the 5th inning. Got some big clutch hits. Jimmy Rollins had a leadoff home run tonight. Had a double in that inning. Ryan Howard's homer tied it to 7th off Tim Hudson. He hit 3 off him in one game here in this ballpark a few years ago. And now it's a battle of the bullpens after Eric Kratz almost gave him the lead in that inning.
It's a heck of a swing and a heck of a play by Michael Bourne. 45th ball game for Bastardo. He's in there because of lefty Bourne. And then Hayward, who's due to bat 3rd. And then you move Chipper Jones to the right side of the plate. Bourne tonight has homered. He's walked and he's singled. He's got on base 3 times. His on base percentage at .347. Got a fastball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Raul Valdez in relief of Kyle Kendrick retired the 5 hitters he faced. Then Michael Schwimmer with an impressive 1-2-3 6th inning. 0-2 the count to Bourne. This will be a heck of a win for the Phils if they can pull it out. They trailed at 6-1. It's tied at 6 here in the 7th.
They showed a lot of heart in this game. Braves, they really need to win. Well, they really need to win. But, the way Washington's going right now, they don't want to lose another game because Washington's playing Houston.
Pretty good pitch by Bastardo to ring up Michael Bourne. That's 4 strikeouts now. 5 strikeouts for the Phillies bullpen.
Yeah, both the bullpens done a good job. They're getting to the back ends of the bullpens, and they have O'Flaherty, Venters, and Kimbrel are their 3 guys that they really depend on.
Prado takes inside and low. It's 1-0. Well, Venters, if they decide to take Durbin out in the 7th, Venters has been warming up.
Well, you go 3 lefties in a row, so the odds are Venters are going to come into the game, huh?
On the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike the count.
Brown, Utley, Howard. It's gotten hotter here tonight too as the night's going on. The ball is really flying all over the place. See?
Not for her though, Wheels.
It's gotten hotter.
Hit hard. Nice play by Franzen. What a play from behind the bag, and Ryan Howard hangs on to the bag.
Wow. That's a double. What a bullet that was. And Kevin Franzen makes some play here. Big league third baseman play. Prado just shaking his head. I can't hit any harder than that.
Time now for our Liberty Mutual defensive play of the game. What do you think it is, Wheels?
I'll take a guess that we just saw. Oh, it is. There it is. That third base, when you play that position, so much of it is, we talk about judging the hops. Well, the other part of it's reaction, and you just react, and that's what he did.
Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
There's nothing you can do on that play except react and hope you catch it.
Hayward's 0 for 3 tonight. He's grounded out. He's popped out, and he is struck out. No balls, 1 strike to count to him. Center field. Mayberry going back to the infield, over his head, off the base of the wall. And Hayward will pull into second with a 2-out double.
That thing was a tracer.
It was 20th double of the year for Hayward.
Unlike Kratz's ball, it was hit so high in the air and Michael Bourne went back and caught it. This ball's hit like a bullet right at him. It's a breaking ball down. Low ball hitter is Hayward, obviously, when you see that swing. And a double over Mayberry's head.
Kratz now will talk to Bastardo about Chipper Jones. You have Freeman on deck, a lefty.
They could walk Chipper Jones here and go left, although Freeman can hit lefties.
Marty Foster, the home plate umpire, walks out in front of the plate just to kind of break up the conversation. B.J. Rosenberg, it looks like, is starting to warm up to the pen for the Phillies. Unless that's Josh Lindblom. That might be Lindblom. They're going to walk Chipper intentionally.
Makes sense.
That is Lindblom. There's Freddie Freeman on deck. You okay with this?
Paper cut. Good one, too. I mean, a really good one. Outstanding paper cut.
Should not happen on your birthday eve.
Well, it did.
So Chipper Jones is intentionally walked.
Freddie Freeman has 11 doubles and 4 homers of left-handed pitching. 243. But it's a percentage move and one Charlie figures you have to make right now.
Freeman tonight is 0 for 2. He's walked and scored a run, grounded out to second, popped out to Franzen at third. He has runners on first and second with 2 outs. Runners not being held on at first and second. Didn't matter if he checked or not. It was called a strike. It's 0-1.
These are kind of spots where a guy like Antonio Bastardo is on your team, and then you have to get the job done against quality left-handed hitters the way the Braves have. That's why you're out there. So see if you can do it. This guy, as you saw right there, is really good with runners in scoring position.
0-1 the count. Ground ball. It's 0-2.
You don't have to throw him a strike, even though he can really guard and dive out there.
To the count to Freeman.
Now, would they want to waste one inside on him or go down and away and see if he'll chase? But just don't throw the ball near the plate.
0-2 pitch. In the dirt. Good job by Kratz to smother that pitch.
Right, and a good job by both of them to decide to go that route. But Freddie Freeman, he's tough. He's a really good hitter, and he saw that pitch out of his hand was a ball. So he doesn't swing.
National League leader with 2 outs and runners in scoring position at 392.
Yeah, that's who you walk the guy to get to.
Lucas Duda is down in the minor leagues. He's on that list.
But that guy is Chipper Jones you walk.
Yeah.
Oh. How does he take that?
How's he not call it a strike? 2-2. I don't know, Wheels. That looked like a strike.
Man, that was a good looking pitch. Been tight down there tonight, both sides.
2-2 the count with runners on first and second. Outside 3-2.
3 straight sliders.
Dan Uggla waits on deck.
Yeah, so this will be his last hitter.
And the runners will be off on this pitch.
Freeman will probably dive out there looking for another slider. I don't know whether you want to try and take a chance on fastball in, but he's going to be protecting for breaking ball here.
Runners go. Outside ball 4. Now the bases are loaded. So the walk to Freeman loads the bases. Here comes Charlie Manuel, and Josh Lindblom is going to come into this ball game. So with the righty Uggla due up, Charlie's going to go to the right-hander Josh Lindblom. here in the 7th inning. 3 straight hitters have reached for the Braves. Hayward a double, Jones an intentional walk, and Freddie Freeman a walk. Bases are loaded. A pitching change here in Philadelphia with the game tied at 6. Ball game. Plus, Andy Reid addresses the media for the first time since the tragic loss of his son Garrett. The Eagles prepare for preseason football against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Denny Pamels profiles the oldest living African-American Olympian. Get all the news Philly fans need to know on Sports Night, presented by Toyota. Tonight after Phillies postgame live, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Josh Lindblom is the new pitcher for the Phillies. 52nd game overall. He has faced Dan Uggla before. Sorry to say that Uggla's 2 for 2 against him with a home run. But that's who he's going to face here with the bases loaded. Game tied at 6th here at the top of the 7th. Chipper Jones and Jimmy Rollins chatting at second. Freddie Freeman's over at first. We saw Hayward take a walk over to third. So the bases are loaded for Uggla, who is 2 for 3 tonight. Well, productive numbers with the bases loaded in his career.
Well, he beat the Phillies with a walk-off slam one night in Miami.
Tom Gordon, right?
Tom Gordon. Long one. Not tonight, though.
Throws him a slider. It's 0-1. Pretty good approach. He's thinking fastball out of the chute.
What you don't want to do to Uggla is throw the ball middle into him, because he's going to pull off. He's looking to hit a home run almost every time he's up there, and he's vulnerable away.
Slider ripped inside the third base bag, down to the corner. The Braves will take the lead. 2 runs have scored. Freddie Freeman's being waved home. Rollins' throw to the plate is not in time. It's a bases clearing double for Dan Uggla, and it's 9-6 Atlanta.
2 outs and nobody on base, and that's why they're having a good year when you do this kind of stuff. Phillies have done this for years against teams. Couldn't tell where that was in that replay, but it looked like it was middle in, what we just talked about. Don't want to go the ball middle in. He didn't try to do that, but he hung it, and Uggla made him pay. But you throw the ball away from him in that spot, he won't reach it.
Uggla has a 3-hit night. He hasn't had many of those since the 1st of July. Those runs go to the line of Antonio Bastardo. Here's David Ross, who's 0 for 3. And he fouls the first pitch back. It's 0-1.
Go back to that at bat by Freeman, how big that was. It looked like one of those pitches was really close, maybe a strikeout, and then he took a lot of close pitches in that at bat. A tremendous one to set that whole thing up.
Grounder toward the hole, scooped up by Franzen. And the ball off the glove of Howard. Uggla's coming home, and it's 10-6 Atlanta. And that's just sloppy.
Yeah. Franzen will get the error because the ball was in the dirt, but Ryan Howard knows he should have handled it. And then Utley may have had a play, good base running, good coaching there with Uggla and Snitker, but then he slips and falls. Here it is, a little dribbler. He's got all day to throw him out, but just kind of lobs it over there. One hopper. Ryan Howard can't come up with it and slaps it. Now Uggla, well, he had that on himself. He did a good job with that himself. Just came around third and saw it and scored.
E5, no RBI. And it's 0-1 to Giannis. 4 runs have scored here in the 7th. Runner goes. Pitch is high, and Ross swipes second, uncontested. That's his first stolen base of the year.
He just forgot about him. Right move. Walk Chipper Jones in that spot. Tie game. You have your left-handed pitcher out there who's supposed to get left-handed hitters out. Didn't do it. My opinion.
Yeah, and a guy that's, you know, he's having a rough year, but a guy that's done it before. Bastardo in tight spots.
Well, that's why he's here.
Franzen makes the diving play. His throw in the dirt, dug out this time by Howard. And the side is finally retired. However, the Braves have scored 4 runs here at the top of the 7th. It's time to stretch and time for the Phils to work from behind again. All right, Wheels, here you go. Name the 2 Atlanta Braves pitchers that have started 2 opening days each versus the Phillies.
It's one Tim Hudson.
Tim Hudson is incorrect.
Tom Glavine.
Tom Glavine is correct. Back in '99 and 2002. I'll give you one more guess. The guy could hit. Dominic Brown will lead it off against Johnny Venners. And it's 1 ball and no strike. No, it's no balls and 1 strike.
Guy could hit.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Maddox or Smoltz.
No. Back in the 80s.
80s.
Dominic Brown tonight is 1 for 3 in an RBI double in the 5-run 5th inning. He's also scored a run. He's hitting 6 straight.
I don't know.
Rick Mailer. 1-2 the count. Mailer started against the Phils in '85 and '87. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're a winner of the Phillies prize pack. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. Vetter's numbers 4 and 3, a 3.89 ERA. You think one of those gifts is the home version of Dodge Stump the Fans?
I don't know if there is one of those yet, is it?
No, there's not.
Nor will there be.
And Brown strikes out for only the 2nd time since being brought back up from the minor leagues. So he's retired, 1 away here in the 7th.
Yeah, they put themselves in a really tough spot now, because if it had stayed tied, then you're dealing with Venters, O'Flaherty, and maybe not Kimbrel in a tie game on the road, although with a day off, you don't know. But now you're dealing with the 3 of them.
That leaves 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch and a run scored in the 5th. 1 out here, the bottom of the 7th. Phils trail it by 4. 0-1 the count. A fastball at 94. Venters had a tender elbow and missed a few days. Wasn't put on the disabled list. Missed a few days. And he said those few days off really helped him. Saw that fastball that he threw before the slider was at 94.
He's getting back more to where he was before. He was a 95, 96 sinker guy.
Oh, 2 the count. Inside, 1-2.
It's that really hard sinker that he can throw. And very effective with it. Pitched a lot last year.
On the same list that includes Mariano Rivera and Andrew Belli, who hasn't pitched this year for the A's. Active career leaders for relief pitching on average. That's a fair ball. It hit the bag. Hit the front of the bag. And there are 2 outs here in the 7th. And Ryan Howard's coming up. Howard's 2 for 3. He hit a 3-run home run in the 5th. Opposite way. Ground ball right to Ugla in shallow right. An easy inning for Johnny Venters. He throws 10 pitches to retire the Phils in order. We've played 7 here at Citizens Bank Park. We move to the 8th. Phillies trail it by 4. .com. By W.B. Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. and by Dodge. Visit Dodge.com or your local dealer today. 41,501 on hand tonight. Phillies came from behind once already this evening. They were down 6-1. Now they're down by a score of 10-6. And Pasternicki will pinch hit for the Braves here in the top of the 8th. So Flaherty's going to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning for the Braves. Lindblom still out there for the Phillies.
Yeah, and they may let Kimbrel pitch an inning too, because he hasn't pitched in this series. They have an off day tomorrow. They may just want to get him an inning of work. And the Phillies could get something in the 8th inning to make it a save situation too. You never know. They got hit in the belly once tonight and came out of it, which was amazing. And then they just got smoked with that 4 spot. That hurts late in the game with 2 outs and nobody on base.
Yep. Up and away, 2-1. Three and 1 the count now to Pasternicki. He was the starting shortstop at the beginning of the year for the Braves. Braves have a very impressive road record. They're at 31-21 coming into this game on the road. The Nationals, you might think 10 games over 500 is good, and it's very good. Nationals are 35-21 on the road. Ball 4, Pasternicki walks.
Nationals are having a tremendous season, and see what they can do with it.
I'll take a look at the numbers for the Braves. 32-26 at home and 31-21 on the road. Just a slightly better road earned run average.
A little surprising because their ballpark's such a pitcher's park.
Michael Bourne struck out looking his last time up. All seemed well in that 7th. Great play by Kevin Franzen over third, put the second out on the board, but then the double by Hayward kind of left the door, started creeping the door open. 1-0 the count to Bourne. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, Miami is blowing out the Mets 10-0.
Look who's back.
2 home runs.
Just in time to see him next week.
Miami wins that game. They're within 2 of the Mets for 3rd place.
Mets are just dreadful at home right now. They lost what 7 or 8 in a row.
And they just haven't been good since the All-Star break.
Right.
Toward left center field. That's going to split the gap, going to go to the wall. Pasternicki's going to score. Michael Bourne will get an RBI double out of this one, and it's going to be an 11-6 ball game. So 2 runs now allowed by Lindblom out of the pen. And this one's starting to get ugly. It's the 16th 3-hit night. 3-hit game, I should say, for Bourne. Not only that, he's only a triple away from the cycle.
And hopefully he won't hit again.
Yeah.
Well, maybe tie it up, he hits again. It just, at this point in their bullpen, you got big problems.
Jeremy Horst is warming up in the pen for the Phillies, with Hayward due up next. Nobody out here in the 8th.
Trying to throw some breaking balls, and I'm really struggling with it, is Lindblom. The breaking ball to Ugla really turned the game around.
Outside, 2-1 to Prado. Prado is one hit tonight. It was an RBI single back in the second. Michael Bourne at second base. Nobody out here in the top of the 8th. There's Horst. Figure he's going to come in no matter what happens here. With Hayward on deck. That wasn't as close as Prado made it seem. It's ball 4, first and second with nobody out. Looks like Charlie Manuel's off his chair and heading up the stairs. Looks like he's going to bring in Jeremy Horst. He's going to make a double switch, though.
Well, he figured he's going to use some guys in the bullpen tonight, and they're going through them.
Yeah, Kyle Kendrick started. He went 3 1/3, allowed 7 hits and 6 runs. They'll bring in Horst, and we'll see what kind of adjustments he makes with a double switch. Lance Nix is coming out, and Nix is going to go to the outfield. So we've got a pitching change here at Citizens Bank Park, top of the 8th inning. Phillies trail it by 5, and here comes Jeremy Horst. Left field, he'll be in for Dominic Brown. So Nix will bat in the 9 spot. And with that double switch, Jeremy Horst will bat Dominic Brown's spot in the 2 hole. Horst, no wins, no losses, a 1.50 earned run average. And he's in the ball game with Hayward due up, then Chipper Jones on deck. And Freddie Freeman in the hole. Still nobody out. A run is scored here in the 8th inning, and there are 2 runners on. So still a tough spot with the Phillies trailing it by 5. Well, Hayward started the rally in the 7th with a 2-out double to center field off the base of the wall. Prado's off first, Bourne's off second. Outside, and it's 2-0.
Yo, Hayward.
3-0. Chipper was intentionally walked his last time up.
Yeah, that was a strategy move in that inning with Bastardo on the mound, then to pitch to Freeman, and he threw one really close pitch with 2 strikes, called a ball, and then walked him. Then Ugla broke it open.
Foul ball, and it's 3-2. Three and two the count with nobody out here in the 8th. Right center field. Sherholtz is over into the alleyway, and so is Mayberry. Mayberry makes the call and the catch. The throw goes to second, and Prado is safe at second. Well, the Braves really took a chance setting both. Mayberry looked like he made a good throw.
I guess he saw him take it across his body as opposed to Sherholtz coming straight for the ball and figured he could go. That he really should not be able to tag and go from first to second. Yeah, that's what he saw. He saw him coming across. It's really a smart play by Prado since he made it, but he almost overslid the bag. Now if Sherholtz comes in and runs him off that, then he's not going to go.
The runner would have gone from second to third. Then.
Right, sure. Yeah. Second to third, but you're certainly not going to go first to second on that because you have all that momentum behind your throw.
Chipper Jones will be intentionally walked for it the second time tonight, with Freeman, the left-hander, due up. Freeman was up back in the 7th, and he worked out a walk after Chipper Jones was intentionally walked. There was one pitch that Bastardo threw that looked like a strike. Was awfully close, but it was called a ball. And then after that, the inning really unraveled.
Yeah, that was a game right there.
So with one out, let's see how the Phillies set it up. They'll probably play for 2.
Yeah, Freeman does not run well. And they're going to play for a double play here.
Back toward the middle, knocked down by Horst. He'll go to first. And there are 2 outs.
There's just a giveaway right there. You know, you field that ball. It's not hit hard. It's tough for pitchers a lot of times, though, because the ball comes back and they're not sure how hard it's hit. But even if he fumbles out a little bit, he comes home, he gets a force to get 1 out. If he gets it right away, he goes for a 1-6-3 double play, and you're out of the inning. So just think, plays are not made in this inning. That play in the outfield sets all this up that isn't made. That play right there isn't made. There's no errors charged. So that's the kind of way it's been going this year with defense. You see errors, but you see plays that aren't made, and those contribute to losses too.
That's a good point. Second and third with 2 outs. It's 12-6 Atlanta. They've scored 6 runs in the last 2 innings. And the first pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Ugla had not had consecutive games with multi-hits since the 11th and 12th of May, and he's got it in this series.
Yeah, well, they hope he's going to get going. If there's ever a ballpark to get him going, it's here.
The count to Ugla. There's a strike, and it's 3-1. Last night we said that Mike Minor walked 6, and that really elevated his pitch count. Well, tonight, Phillies pitchers have walked 8 in this game.
2 intentional.
Right. Almost looked like Ugo was taken all the way there. It's 3-2. Ball 4, just off the outside corner. And the bases are loaded again, and here comes David Ross. That's 9 walks.
And that's one thing, you know, you look about all the negatives from this year, but walks have not been a big part of the Phillies' problems. Their pitchers have thrown strikes for the most part, but tonight, not good.
Ross bats with the bases loaded, takes strike 1. Ross reached on an error in the 7th inning. And picked up his first ever, I didn't know this, first ever stolen base.
Well, at least he didn't ask for the bag.
That would have been funny. Slides in the second, picks it up, raises it over his head, says, "I am the greatest."
Like Ricky Anderson, right?
We'll get you new cough box wheels for your birthday.
I mean, I pushed that down. What happened?
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to David Ross.
Sorry.
Swing and a miss. He got him. That'll wrap up the 8th inning. 2 more runs score for the Braves in the inning. We've completed 7.5 here at Citizens Bank Park. A whole lot's taken place already. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Phillies down by 6. Week, Willie Astudillo from the Gulf Coast team. 6 games, a .381 batting average, 10 runs batted in. How about Hobie Milner from Lakewood, 2-0 during the week, and he followed it up tonight, 6 1/3 scoreless against Kannapolis. So congratulations to those guys. Here at the bottom of the 8th, Atlanta leads at 12-6. Eric O'Flaherty takes over for the Braves and will face John Mayberry, Nate Scherholtz, and Eric Kratz. O'Flaherty this year 2-0, 2.50. Mayberry hits the first pitch to third. A little Olay from Chipper Jones, and he gets him. One out. Nate Sherholtz is the hitter. Sarge's coming in and showing Wheels how to work the cough button on his birthday eve. He was very proud of himself. He walks in and goes, "Hey, if you're gonna cough, you got to press the red button."
You know, been at this for so many years. I don't need him to show me where the cough key is.
He's just there to help out.
Well, you know, he is very, very technologically sound right now, as we all know.
I think technologically is the right word. Sound, I'm not sure, but
well, he's got his iPad, his iDroids, he's got everything, and he really knows how to use that stuff. Came in today, didn't like the way the office smelled, so he lit up candles all over the place, and then he went on his iPad.
You can smell those candles all the way downstairs.
Yeah.
0-2 the count. Outside, 1-2 the count. Sherholtz tonight is 0 for 2. He grounded out, walked, and flied out to center. Inside, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kratz is on deck. Think about Kratz's last at bat when he flied out to center field at the base of the wall. The emotions that were churning here at this ballpark.
That ball goes over the wall. Who knows?
Game could be over.
But Bourne did a tremendous job of going back and getting himself under control and catching the ball out there. As it looked, did he hit the fence as he caught it?
He caught it, and then he leaped up, caught it, and then hit the fence.
He knew exactly where he was, and he was under control. It's a tremendous play. You get too close to the wall, as we've seen a little bit of lately. Then you go to jump, and then you hit the wall, and you can't get high enough.
Just don't know what that could have done for the game.
Oh, or maybe that hurts the Braves to the point where they don't have the comeback. You don't know. But anyway, it didn't happen, and the Braves are showing why they're going to make a run for postseason this year.
Sherholtz swings and misses at the slider for the second out.
And then they bring these 3 guys in at the end. Well, they're only going to use 2 for now. They Kimbrel the other one, and the games are almost over. Here it is. Phillies had just tied at 6-6. Look at Bourne. Had it the whole way. Did a tremendous job. Yeah, he didn't even get to the wall. What he did, I think, was the way he drifted on it, but he turned his shoulders perfectly. He never got turned around on that ball, and it never fooled him. And as soon as he felt the warning track, he saw the ball coming down, he made the play.
So Kratz is up here, and he hits the first pitch foul behind the plate. 0-1 the count. Kratz is 0 for 3. Three and 1 the count to Kratz. Kratz has hit in 7 of his 8 starts so far. Hits that one to third, a foul ball. Takes a look at the bat. He shattered his bat last night. I think this one has survived. A couple of nice stories that were written on Eric Kratz the last couple of days.
David Murphy wrote a real nice one. In the Daily News.
Yeah, very patient during his career, hoping for that chance.
It's a nice story.
A story about the Pirates signing him and telling him that we think you can be a coach.
That's what Philly said about Mike LaValliere. Remember that little left-handed catcher? And then he went on to the Pirates and had a heck of a career. But the Phillies looked at him as a guy who was going to be a coach in their minor league system. Spanky LaValliere, and he proved them all wrong. He got so popular he had a restaurant near Three Rivers Stadium.
Inside ball 4. So Kratz is aboard. And that'll bring Kevin Franzen to the plate. Franzen's 1 for 3. Grounded out, singled and scored, and flied out to left.
You look back in this game too, another guy did a really good job for them tonight when he came in was former Philly Chad Durbin. He came in and calmed things down.
Pitched a 1-2-3 6th inning.
Yeah, that was after all that emotion was in the ballpark, and he shut him down in that inning.
Franzen over toward the hole, past the diving Chipper Jones and into left field. So that'll bring Nix to the plate with runners on first and second here in the 8th inning. Maybe they have another one in them. Down by 6 here in the 8th. Franzen now with 2 hits tonight. Nix's numbers in 32 games. Tough task here, lefty on lefty. Strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Rest of the National League East, Washington on top of Houston 3-2. Miami is blowing out the Mets 13-0.
Washington just had the bases loaded, nobody out, and didn't score in that game.
Nice play by that gentleman. Must already have a foul ball in his back pocket. Two balls, 2 strikes now to Nix. Swing and a miss. Got a slider. And that's the second strikeout for O'Flaherty in the inning. No runs, 1 hit. And there were 2 left for the Phils. On to the 9th inning. The Phils trailing 12-6 here in Philadelphia. Hal Night. Andrea McCardle, the original Annie on Broadway, taking some swings. Ben Davis made a nice play on that little bloop shot. There's Ryan Howard, who was honored for the things that he's been able to do to help Powell. And you see the Police Athletic League of Philadelphia received $7,500 from IBEW Local 98. Tasty Cake made the donation. And then, of course, tonight was birthday eve for Chris Wheeler. We're off tomorrow, so we celebrated Wheels' birthday. That's a beautiful cake. Coors Light Freeze Camp brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Surprised there's still so much left back there.
There is some cake left if anybody wants any. It's a strike on the outside corner. By the way, Powell, established in 1947. 26 different centers serving thousands of youngsters between the age of 6 to 18. Powell is Cops Helping Kids. And as Commissioner Ramsey said, it's a nonprofit organization. Relies heavily on donations.
Certainly something to really be proud of here in the city of Philadelphia, along with many of those men and women that serve in those uniforms.
0-2 the count to Paul Janisch.
Just for good measure, it looks like they're going to get Kimbrel.
Well, with the off day tomorrow.
Yeah, and he hasn't pitched for a while.
The Braves, like the Phillies, are about to begin a stretch of consecutive games. They'll play 20 games in 20 days beginning Friday. As Horst gets a strikeout, Kimbrel firing in the pen. Reed Johnson will pinch hit for Freddie Gonzalez here in the 9th inning. Johnson acquired from the Cubs, his numbers this year. Top of the order is due up for the Phils in their half of the 9th. They trail it by 6 right now. Over to the right side, Ryan Howard makes a nice play. Horst is there to cover. They get there just ahead of Reed Johnson. 2 outs, and Michael Bourne is coming up. Toyota Major League Scoreboard, Colorado. A 1-0 lead over the Dodgers. Eric Young Jr. An inside the park home run to lead off the game for Colorado. Michael Bourne is a triple away from the cycle.
Phillies are in a stretch of 28 out of 29 with 1 day off, that being tomorrow. You can, by rule, you're only allowed to play 21 in a row unless you know, the players waive it, and they'll only do that normally near the end of the year or in some situation where there's a makeup necessary. They just have to do it, and you know, they'll agree to it.
Phillies still have 3 games left on this homestand against the Cardinals after tomorrow. Last cycle for the Braves, 2008.
Martin Kotze.
Yeah.
Well, that guy at home plate, Michael Bourne, is a guy you think could hit for the cycle with his speed and power.
Dan Uggla has had a big night tonight for the Braves. 3 hits, 3 RBIs. His 3-run double, well, blasted this game open again. It followed the walk by Freeman, who's sitting next to him. Over to first, Ryan Howard has it. Inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Braves. We go to the bottom of the 9th here in Philadelphia. The top of the order is due up for the Phils when we return. This is the hit really that turned this game around.
Yeah, you see where they wanted that breaking ball? They wanted it away from Dan Uggla, and it was right in the middle of the plate, and he smoked it down the line, cleared the bases, and that went from 6-6 to 9-6, and they've since added on. And that was the big hit of the ball game right there. That breaking ball to Dan Uggla, and he did the damage.
So now the Braves have a 6-run lead as we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Craig Kimbrell is in the ball game for Atlanta. Not a save situation, but just getting some work. Kimbrell's had a good year. Well, that's an understatement. 0-1 with a 1.29 earned run average.
Look at this. That's just amazing.
17 hits, 73 strikes. That is amazing. There have been some national writers the last couple of days that have written stories that Kimbrell should be considered for the National League Cy Young Award with what he's done for the Braves. I think it's all dependent on whether the Braves win the division or qualify for the postseason. Both are within reach, but they're still up in the air.
Yeah, see where they go and how he does in September, because last year he tired and he blew a save in the final game of the season to the Phillies, and they didn't get in.
Rollins has 2 extra base hits tonight. A slider for strike, 0-2.
That to me is what's changed him. You know, he had a breaking ball before. He's got an out breaking ball now, and he looks like he can throw it for a strike when he wants to, or he can bounce it. And then he'll throw 95, 96, so how can you look for it? Guys have to get started quickly on him because of his velocity, so they're going to swing in a lot of those breaking balls when he gets ahead, or check swing at him and get called for it.
You wonder if he can maintain that velocity for the years to come.
Well, yeah, last year, you know, he just couldn't do it. He had never pitched that much before, but now he knows what to do, and they probably backed off on him a little bit too. That's a 98.
98, and Rollins has struck out.
You got Jimmy just shaking his head. You know, when you've been around as long as Rollins, and you see rare talents like this guy, you just know that he can overmatch you. No matter how good you are, guys like this can get you. Up, forget it. In the zone, you're not going to do much with high fastballs.
Ty Wigginton will pitch hit for the Phillies with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. 9 home runs, 36 runs batted in. Takes a strike. It's 0-1.
That Kimbrell has not proved that he can do it when it's really down to the big game. And that's what happened last year when he got tired. Venters got a little bit tired. They didn't know how to win in September last year. People think, well, maybe that taught them a lesson. They will know how to win in September this year. And can they beat Washington? Should be a heck of a race.
Well, they play the Nationals 6 more times before the end of the year. And as Freddie Gonzalez said last night, the last night or a couple days ago, they just have to stay within reach. Wigginton is the 2nd strikeout of the night for Kimbrell.
Well, they're 2 good teams, Washington and Atlanta, and like any team in baseball, they have holes, but they have less holes than most, the Braves and the Nats.
I think the Braves offense is better than Washington.
Yeah.
The Nationals pitching, starting pitching, is better than Atlanta.
And their bullpen right now is better, Atlanta's,
than Washington.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, you don't know how strong Storin will get it toward the end.
Yeah. September, see how the Braves handle it this year.
Actually, see how both teams really handle it. Because for the Nationals, it's a totally different world. Utley takes a strike.
Nationals will wake up at some point in September and go, whoa, look where we are.
And it's true, it will happen.
It's a different world. But it's fun. Having been through it so much around here, we've been so lucky to watch it, and there's nothing like it.
Utley hits it to center field. Bourne is out there, and he'll put it away, and the series is over as the Braves have taken 2 of 3 for the Phillies. The Braves blew a 5-run lead tonight, but then scored 6 unanswered runs to win it by a final of 12-6. Dan Uggla really struggled coming into this series, but he had himself a heck of a series, a heck of a night. Michael Bourne just a triple away from the cycle as our Chevrolet player of the game. He also probably made the catch that could have saved the Atlanta Braves. That was earlier in tonight's ball game. 3 for 5, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. So Atlanta takes 2 of 3. They win it by a final of 12-6. We'll be back to wrap it up for Philadelphia right after this.